Welcome, everybody. Another edition of the Stretch Run. Oldie is out of town. We have the mastermind of EquinEdge with us again, Scotty McKeever, my brother. It's been a week for me, but this is like my safe place at the moment. I will tell you that. How are you?
I'm awesome, Justin. Yeah, me too. Same with me. I get lost in the handicapping, and I'm having a really good time with these Scotty spot plays as well. And by the way, too, just to get us going, I've got the Scotty weekend spot plays coming. I don't know if I even told you about that, but I'm going to be doing a live show every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So so stay tuned for that. I'll talk about all the top horses I like for the weekend. So that's coming up starting tomorrow morning. So I'm already doing my prep work. But I'm glad to be here though and handicap some horses. We've got Gulfstream Park race number 5 coming up in about 5 minutes from now.
Yeah, this is and so for everybody, I'm gonna Razor, it's good to see you, brother. Cindy, Dan, Steven, everybody, I appreciate the support. This is my pick 5. Scotty, we'll talk through this. He's gonna kind of play off mine. It's a larger ticket, and I will tell you if you want to play smaller, then I would recommend going slim in leg 6 with the 4 horse. But I'll talk through this, Scotty, and then you can chime in.
Sure.
I thought that this race, I like the inside speed going 7 furlongs. I think the 2 will be tough. You're getting 4-1 right now, which I think is wild. On Kiki Love, top pace, really good, top win percent actually at 25%. Big morning line angle. I'm surprised this horse is not taking a little bit more money. The 7 and the 2 did face each other, and the 2 is dropping. I thought the 7 was a player, and then I do like the inside, whether it's on the speed, on the dirt going 1 turn, or off the pace. So I also added the 1 and 3 here. Scotty, any thoughts from your perspective?
Well, I think the 2, 4, and 7, I think they all need the lead. The thing is you've got the brothers. We saw this. Maybe it was last race or the race before where Jose went and dueled with the front runner, and then with the 1 horse, Irad came and won that race. Don't think for a second that wasn't planned. Not that I wouldn't do it myself, but you're dealing with the same thing here. I highly doubt that Jose is going to press on the 2, so the 4 is going to press. Maybe the 7 can rate a little bit. I haven't seen that, but maybe the 7 can. Believe it or not, I think the 1 horse Carla took, if we get the pace that I'm expecting, that 1 horse could be a key horse. I played a little ticket, and I'm singling Carla took. I did on another ticket, a smaller one, add the 3 horse Miss Crania, only because you just don't know. Throw out the last race against Better, but she definitely broke her maiden very nicely 2 races back.
Yeah, I hope that EquinEdge doesn't bite me here. That's my only comment. So leg 2, I talk a lot about this on the show, Scotty, but the rail is at 63 feet. I did not even get a chance to look at the beginning races. Traditionally, this will play to the front end horses or anything around the pace. I really do like the 4 here. I know that there is 2 pace horses. I think Mega City with Tyler Gaff has a great shot here. I think that the 3 might be a little bit cheap, and the 4 is working great. If anybody has heard that, but I have heard that. I also added the 3 just because I want the pace here. I'm completely tossing Therapist from this race. I don't think Saez can get this horse up with a 63-foot rail. I just don't think they're going to absolutely fly and duel. And even if they did, that is going to be very hard at this level. And then I did add the 8 Olympic runner. This is Irad. It's Cassie. This horse is going to come off a little bit off the speed, but it is a huge, massive drop. And so that concerned me. But I like the 4 a lot here. So if you want to play a smaller ticket, I love my single in the 1, but I would slim here and narrow to the 4.
Well, Martin Drexler claimed this 7 horse for $25,000 last time out, and now in for $50,000. So he must like the claim. I'll tell you, when you have the rails out like this, you need class to overcome the obstacles. You've got 9 horses in here. That 63 feet out on the rail is brutal for horses coming from behind. So in order to do that, you've got to have a little bit more class. I think it's a 3 horse race between the 4, 7, and 8.
All right. Next leg, I'm spread here. I really struggled with this race. I mean, I did cut some horses. I cut anybody on the outside. Very hard 8 furlongs to come outside the 8 post. I did put the 9 in mainly because this horse slides into spots to the 7. I've heard this horse is working well. It is 10%. The Cassie Ortiz, 34% top EquinEdge pick, top GSR. This fits the bill. But I think this is a nice allowance optional claiming race. I really do. I think that you could get a price if you really want to go slam again. I think the 3 could be tough, but I'm trying to beat the 3 here and catch a bit of a price.
So I think they're adding blinkers to the 3, and and our rads aboard. Usually that's a sign that you know the intentions. They're going to the lead. They've drawn inside. There's other speed in the race with the 5 horse Specialante causing mayhem. The 8 horse very, very fast. You could see a very good trip for the 2 horse. I'm going to throw the 3 out, and I'm just going to use the 2, 5, and 8.
Yeah, I like it. I'm with you. So leg 4, let me see where we're at. Oh, hold on. Got to log back in. Make sure I get this race up.
You're at the gate, by the way, Justin.
Oh, all right. We will get there. Okay, good. I'm still trying to. So I'm single to the 1 here. Demogorgon, it's EquinEdge long shot. This is all pace for me. I think this horse can wire the field with the rail. That's as simple as I would say here.
I agree. I like the 1 and 3 only, Sister Nell for the class. And in the last race, I think Uncork the Bottle, the 1 horse is a single.
Yeah, I could see that. All right, we'll turn it over. Well, we got a minute here. Thank you for saying that. I did hear the races. Well, they're going in the gate. We'll turn it over to announcer Pete. Good luck, everybody. It's going to be a good sequence.
Horse to go up.
And everybody in the chat, let me know if you can hear. Scotty, can you hear the race?
I can.
Okay.
So you can put it on the big screen. Yeah, there we go. So we can see the entire thing.
Crania is ready now. Pachanga Loca.
Huh. You can't see it.
Oh, hold on. I think I can fix that. Give me a sec.
Tribute.
Still not?
No. Screen's gray.
Olga.
What about now? It's not big all the way.
That's okay. Yeah, that's right there is okay.
Now Olga takes the outside. Field of 7, that's 7 furlongs. Start of the late pick 5. All set. Olga's a bit fidgety outside. She settles. And they're off. Sharp and smooth beginning from Miss Ukrainia from between horses. Olga moving to her on the outside, and Olga takes a clear lead. Nucci ridden out of there for forward position, and Kiki Love is now 3rd. Tribute is an early 4th outside of Pachanga Loca, then Miss Ukrainia, and Carlo took up the rail. They go down the backstretch with Olga in front. She's on a hold in front 3 parts of length. Nucci 2nd.
Well, hold on.
Two and 4 for a reasonable opening quarter. There's half a mile to go. It's Olga in front. She leads by a length and a half up to 2nd. Kiki Love back to 3rd. Nucci outside in Tribute from between Miss Ukrainia. Now Sunny Leon's working on the favorite, but she is responding. She's on the improve up to 4th, well down toward the inside. Carla Took and Pachanga Loca try to play catch up at the back as they run past the 5/16. Kiki Love on the outside, Olga toward the rail.
Kiki Love we talked about. I mean, this horse looked really dangerous.
Well, there was no duel whatsoever. In fact, Irad took the horse back, which, I mean, he's so good.
This is gone. We're at 4-1 on this horse, which is wild.
Well, you didn't, I mean, it did not go at all like we anticipated the pace going. Really incredible.
Love has a winning lead. Kiki Love for Rohan Crichton and Irad Ortiz Jr. Kick on to win.
I will, Scotty, I don't know if so
I'm not having any issues with mine at all.
The issue though, and we sidetrack here for a second. The sound has been, and I don't know if you experienced this, it's mainly because of how I'm sharing. I'm sharing on Safari because I've had issues with the sound on Chrome.
I don't use Safari. I always use Chrome.
Well, but see, when I've used it, we've had issues. So I'm gonna try to fix it because I don't want you to have to do it. I think I can try. Like, I have a couple thoughts, but getting back to, I mean,
I have no problem. I can show this from here, no problem, if you want me to.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Why don't we do that? So let's let me present. Okay. So you can get rid of that, and then you get rid of your screen. Let me present first. Hold on. So I'm going to share my screen, so I have the ability to do that. Okay. Let's just go that route so we can make this easy. So
the only issue you're gonna have is going through the races and everything. Like so hold on, we'll figure it out. Hold on 1 second. So let me know now, and I have YouTube up, so I'm like, it's
gray.
Okay, I see it. So hold on.
I believe that's a Safari issue.
Yeah, it's mainly the I don't know if you've had it. We've had issues in the past of getting the sound. Hold on. Let me try one more thing. Oh, Brian joined us.
Yeah.
Normally I use it off Google. It's just, yeah, it's gonna,
it'll just be easier for me to do it from here, Justin. It's totally okay. We can go wherever you want to go. So, so unshare your screen as far as the horses go. There you go. And I'll share mine. Okay. And then it's no big deal at all, really. And,
so for everybody, I do use Chrome. So I have StreamYard in Chrome, and when I pull up the see, you can get sound. So see, I'll loop with Brian, Scotty. When I've been sharing within Chrome, I use the sound of the races. So
I don't know why I don't have that issue. Personally, I don't have that issue, so I'm not sure. But no big deal. You lead the way. We'll go wherever you want to go. I'll just kind of be your joystick. How's that sound?
I love it, man. All right, we have
Laurel.
Yeah, in a minute. Lexi. I want to make sure. So we have, and I'm just looking at mine. We have Santa Anita starting at, I think, 12:30 Pacific, so 3:30 Eastern. So we have
an hour and 15 minutes.
And then Golden Gate is that's even later. So
Golden Gate's at 4:50, 1:15 East, 1:15 Pacific.
So why don't let's go to Laurel first, and then we'll come back to Gulfstream Race 6.
Sounds good. That sounds good. All right. So did you handicap this Laurel race at all or no?
No, but I can do it on the fly. I mean, I looked at Santa Anita, Golden Gate, and Gulfstream. But I mean, when I see this, I immediately loved Divided Union. Just seeing this, because this horse is 9-2 currently on a 9-5 EquinEdge line. It's the top win percent.
Right.
Has okay GSR, is facing a bunch of horses that can't win. I guess I shouldn't say a bunch. There's 4 first-time starters. So to me, when I look at this, I'm immediately looking at the 2 horse because it's the top win percent. The 7 is obviously very interesting because it's taking a bunch of money and it's 18%, as well as the 8 EquinEdge long shot first-time starter. If I was to play this, to be honest with you, I would just box the 2-8-7 and I'd play the 2 over the 8-7. That would be how I would play it.
I don't know that you could leave the 3 out, right? Because the 3 has got such a big pace number. The connections are tremendous. And this horse is cutting back to 5.5, where it got second place while dueling last time out. I don't think it's going to duel here, and it could have a pretty easy lead. I think they're going to have to catch this 3. That's what I think. But I love me a good EquinEdge long shot first time starter. I mean, we've seen that too many times for sure. If you're trying to make a bet here, I mean, I would take the EquinEdge picks, the 2, 3, 8, and maybe do an exacta box, because the 2 horses is 9-2, right? And then the 8 horse is 10-1.
I mean, because you have to choose EquinEdge top pick and top win percent versus a field. My only concern, right, on the 3 Moses Water is, I mean, this horse has gotten an easy lead in a 38 and absolutely stopped. Like, I mean, he got second by 3 lengths after getting an easy lead, and is now facing multiple first-time starters, right? So maybe you can't leave the 3 out, but I would put, in my opinion, the 2 or 8 over the 3. I don't know.
Well, two things. One thing you have to look. Well, 2 things are happening here, though. You're right. I so see both sides on this, but that was 7 furlongs last time out, and now you're getting Anthony Ferrier takes over, and he's 25%. So you're getting a much better trainer, and he's cutting back to 5.5 furlongs. This horse is liable to be very dangerous on the front end, but I don't know. You know, he claimed this horse for $20,000. So, I mean, and now you get Arnaldo Boca Chica and Anthony Ferrier aboard. If you're just taking the best connections, you're probably using the 2 and the 3. Interestingly, though, what do you think of the 7 horse Chasing Storms? 18%. This horse is getting bet right now. I personally think it's Brittany Russell, and this is why this horse is getting bet. Otherwise, it's a really tough read.
Yeah, I mean, I would, on the first time starters, obviously defer to the 2 because the win and EquinEdge pick, and the 8 because, and we talk about this a lot, Scotty, on the show, the EquinEdge long shot, first time starter, just a win bet is highly profitable. You know, if anybody hasn't heard that, somebody tracked that for a long time on the Facebook VIP page. So, I mean, the 7 might run. I mean, for first time starters, though, I'm 2 and 8. The 2 is taking a bunch of money now, right? I mean, this horse is it looks like down to 2-1 if I'm following kind of live odds.
Yeah. So, by the way, my live odds on the staging are wrong. So yeah. So you're more accurate on that. But if we go here to Laurel Park and we see the 2 is right now 5-2, the 3 is 8-5 right now, from a 9-2 morning line. I would imagine that this 3 horse is going to be very dangerous with that speed, probably an easy lead. We really don't know how much speed the first time starters have. And then this is a horse that can show some early speed, but it stops pretty quickly. So I would imagine that this horse, you know, might show a little bit of speed, but will probably stop.
Yeah, that's my guess. I mean, I think that's what worries me about the 3 being on the inside is, you know, this horse, the 6, may fly out. I mean, it's shown speed in the past. I mean, its GSR is good. So this, you know, wants to swim. I don't think this horse is going to run. My hope would be that, you know, it just messes with the 3. If the 3 ends up on the lead, I would, you know, if any of the first time starters run, I think that's going to be the problem for the 3, right? I mean, I think that the only way that horse probably can win is to get the lead would be I don't know. I mean, I just worry because the horse continually gets the lead and stops versus easier, you know, and this is where I like, and I would just bet the 2 to win and then play the 2 over the 8 and then maybe box 8. I wouldn't even use the 3 or 7. I would just narrow for me on those 2.
So when you look at horse, you look at the pace numbers and you go, okay, the 3 is an 81, the 6 is a 72. All right. And the 6 actually been facing better horses on the SOR. And you look and go, okay, well, can you trust it? You look at the 6 horse, you come over here and you see, look at in first call, this horse was second by a head, first. Okay. And then you look at the 3 horse and in 3 tries, first, and by a head, second. So they're both extremely fast. I'm obviously giving advantage to the 3 horse only because of the new connections, but you're probably right. The 7 horse is getting bet for a reason. I mean, it's strongly getting bet at 9-5.
Yeah, it floated up to 7-2. It looks like they're approaching. Oh, good, you got the video. They're approaching the gate here in a minute. I like the 2 though. I mean, 7-2. I mean, I love just getting like these are, and Scotty, you know this. Like if I was playing a pick 5 here, I might even single the 2 if I really like the sequence. Wow. Because I mean, again, I'm just trusting the system. It's top EquinEdge pick, top win percent. I don't love the 3 because I'm worried that that horse is going to stop. I definitely don't like the 6. I don't like any of the horses that have been racing. So,
you know, you are really good about trusting the system. You really are, and that's why you've gotten some really big scores. Yeah, for me, I would probably do a 2-3-8 exacta box.
Surf City Gold.
But you got the 9 getting bet to 3-1. You've got the 7 at 9-5. 6 horse has speed. I mean, it's not an easy race, but it does at 9-5. EquinEdge morning line on the 2. Top EquinEdge picking 25%. It looks like the 2 could be really tough. But let's see what happens here. This is the 5th from Laurel.
Luta and Bourbon on the Bay.
Bourbon on the Bay.
And they're off. Bourbon on the Bay, sharp break, divided union, also between horses, Swift Dancer and Moses Water is going to join in too. Another 4.
The first time starter really doing well on the rail, like showing a lot of speed.
Is last position now, Chasing Storms.
That 3 is having to race in between for a moment.
Storms out of the race.
Well, interestingly, he didn't send that horse, so I don't know why.
Union and Moses Water and Swift Dancer there too. 3 right across into the far turn run. Bourbon on the
7's not in the race.
From 4th is settled after a sharp
the first time starter 8 isn't running bad, but 4 seems to have a lot of horses as well. The 8's a big green. The 2's done.
Top of the stretch, they make the turn in. Bourbon.
EquinEdge long shot's going to have to go wide, but if they stop, this horse has got a shot. He's lugging in and really green.
Trying to carry on down to the final furlong to go, and it's Bourbon on the Bay just in front from Moses Water, second spot.
Yeah, see the 8 horse needs blinkers. I would put a note on that. You're going to see that horse with blinkers next time out. The horse won't run straight.
That was a tough trip, man. The jockey.
Yeah, 9-3-8. The 2 horse just stopped. You know, I would put a note on the 2, but I'm not going to, only because I would have liked to see it. It was on the rail. I would have liked to see it stay up a little bit more, but clearly this 8 horse needs blinkers. I'm going to put a note on that. Couldn't run straight. But seems to have talent.
The 9 was the horse. That was the other horse that had run. We didn't even talk about that horse. Maybe that was the problem.
That's right. We're just getting our feet wet right now. So, all right, where do you want to go? What do we got?
Yeah, let's just go back to Gulfstream. We got 10 minutes. I think this is a good race.
Okay.
You know, we talked a little bit about this. The rail, like I've been at Gulfstream specifically paying a lot of attention to that with the new turf course, because it has proven to just be very difficult to come off the speed. So the 7, this horse only has 1 win in 13 tries, and this is a top GSR, but 1 win. I mean, this horse can hit the board, and I just think that's going to happen. I just don't think that Saez with the rail can get this horse up. I think the 4 is going to be massively dangerous on the lead for Gaffleon. Mega City, it was 12% win percent last out, jumps up to 22% or 25% with the scratch of the 6. And I just think the 3 might be cheap. I did use the 3 in the pick 5 though, just because I want both these horses. If the 4 doesn't break, the 3 will be massively dangerous. But I think with Gaffleon, this horse, it's been running versus tougher. And the rail is massively going to help this. I love Tyler. Like, I think this is going to set the perfect trip here. I'm trying to remember what I used in my ticket. I used the 3, 4, 5, 8. I think Olympic Runner. I mean, this horse is taking a big drop in class, the 8 horse, big drop in SOR, is coming off a layoff though. But does have Irad. I mean, I think this horse fits here. But I'm all on the 4, Scotty, of Mega City, but a little bit of spread in the pick 5.
Yeah, I mean, the form on the 4 has been a little bit rough. This is a little bit of a drop. You can see here going 8 furlongs at Churchill Downs. This horse had a 64 group, 71 on the GSR. Today's a 69. and was barely able to hang on. I don't know how fast that pace was, so that makes a huge difference. It's interesting to me that the 7-horse Therapist, who they just claimed for $25,000, Martin Drexler, and he thinks so much of this horse that he puts this horse in for 50, 17%, 2-1 EquinEdge morning line. He has to like the claim, and he's a really good trainer, right? And seems to love Gulfstream Park. He really doesn't seem to be catching that tough of a field. The 8-horse Olympic runner, I mean, this horse's form doesn't look very good. The horse has been off since July. It's 7 years old. It's seen its better days. Now, Irad jumps aboard, but that doesn't mean, the horse will probably be in the money, but doesn't mean the horse has to win. Again, I think it's between these 3 horses, and I would want to make the 7 my top pick. The problem with that is that I think that, when you have 9 horses in a race and you've got to come from behind, you have to be way the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one we didn't talk about, which I think is interesting, is the 5 Light Fury. So you end up with, another Jose horse and Irad obviously in here too. But this horse, they've been running at Gulfstream on the synthetic, last year and then early in the year. So this horse went on a pretty long layoff. And I wonder, I kind of look at the last race in the 12 post there at Keeneland, and just toss that. And when you get back to both those other turf races at Kentucky Downs and Ellis Park, I think this horse fits, has 6 wins, is kind of coming off a small layoff, right? So, which didn't concern me too much. I mean, Ron Spat's hitting at 17%. And when I saw that Jose, doesn't use a lot, but has won 2 out of 4 races and is 21%. So not in the EquinEdge picks, which I don't mind. I love the win percent here, that this horse isn't going to have to come from way back, right? So the 3 and 4 do end up going really fast and messing around. I just wonder if the 5 will sit the trip being a lot closer than somebody like the 7 or 8.
Well, in this field doesn't have a ton of class. When you look at the 8-horse, has a ton of class, so that should move the horse up. Although you see a 28 here, I would imagine this 8-horse will be a lot closer to the pace. But the 4-horse does offer a lot here because of the speed of this horse, and this horse also has class. So Mike Maker, Tyler Gaffleone, this horse is going to be really tough on the front end for sure. But interestingly, right, it's not in the top EquinEdge picks. So, I'm going to say that the race was really wide open, and that's why it's not in the top EquinEdge picks. I would imagine that it had very similar points to both the 7 and the 8, and it was just that close. And of course, we're only showing 2 of the picks, so that doesn't make me nervous that it's not in the top EquinEdge picks. It's probably very close, and I think that's more of an indicator. Whenever you see a win percentage like this and a horse that looks good like the 4, and it's not in the EquinEdge picks, it's probably an indicator that the race is actually pretty wide open.
Yeah. So, Rodney, good to see you, buddy. So, Scotty, Lexi's asking for a pick 4. You can. So, I was 3, 4, 5, 8 here. I tossed the favorite, Lexi. Scotty, I think, would use so for $60, Scotty, I would put the 4 in. I think that the 5, could be tough. You have the 7. I definitely, for me, Lexi, I'm singled to the 8 in race 8. I think that horse is going to wire the field. I know Scotty likes the 1 in the last, but
well, you have the 1. No, you don't have the 1. Wait, you have the 8 in race number 8.
Oh, sorry. I like the 1. You like the 1 in the last, and I like the 1 in the 8th race.
No, I love the 1 as well. I think it's good. We might be able to fit the 3 in there as well. Who's the class of the race? But let me ask you a question: who else would you need in race 7, Justin? I have 2, 5, and 8. Who do you need to add there?
Yeah, so I thought that I know you weren't a fan of the 3. That's the Irad. That horse.
No, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter whether I'm a fan. Stick with your conviction.
So I was 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. So what I would say is spread that leg and go slim in the last 2 legs in a pick 4 is how I would.
So let's do this. Let's see what this comes out to. So we have the horses we want in the first leg. We have the horses we want in the second leg. We have the 1 and the 3. You're happy with that because you thought the 1 was a single. I actually thought the 1 could be a single as well. That was my first pick. So I added the 3 just in case because Irad does jump aboard. It's 9 to 5 EquinEdge morning line and it's 28%. So I added that. In the last race, I thought the 1 could be a single. You thought it might be 2, but is there anybody else you wanted?
So I'm 1, 4, 5, 8, 9. If we added a second horse to make this $60, I would say to add they are on the dirt. I'd add the 4 horse with Tyler Gaffleone for Safi Joseph is who I would add, the EquinEdge long shot.
Okay. So we got a $60 ticket here.
Yep.
Perfect.
I think there's good potential. You can, get a little bit of, you could get all non-favorites here. I do like your single of the 1 though. When you talked about that in the last, I think that, and that might be if you play a daily double, the 1-1, to be honest,
that would be a nice daily double. You're right. You're absolutely right. And yes, Cindy, to your point, the 7 style hurts with the rail out for sure, but it's going to be coming. It's one of the ones. I don't think there's any one horse you can really nail in on, but I'll tell you one thing. I forget the horse earlier today. I bet a horse that was, it came from behind. It was a terrible trip the horse got. And Gonzalez was aboard the horse. It was the 7 horse. I know that. And it got second. It was an absolute horrible ride. We have our jockeys that we can't use. I can't use Gonzalez. I will never do that again and rely on a horse, single a horse that Gonzalez is aboard. I have no luck with him at all. Yeah.
It's so
I don't know. Do you have a jockey that you're that way with?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's Florent Giroux. I just can't get there, man. It makes it tough.
I was also Ferrer. Who's Ferrer? That's at Tampa, right? Ferrer. I got to show you this. I got to show everybody this. So I played this race. I want to say it was race 4. Let's see. No, it was race 3. Go watch this. If you don't believe me, go watch this and look at what an absolute crime. This cost me $5,700. I would have won. The exacta. I had $100 exacta, 3-2. The 3 wins easy gate to wire. And then the 2 horse was easily getting second. And literally I watched the jockey just stand up on the horse, let off of him. And then he looked over at the 5 horse and let the 5 get up for second. Watched it happen.
There is somebody
really tough when that happens, though. It really does. It really sucks when they do that. But
it was on Twitter the other day. I don't remember who posted it, but they were showing it was the 6 horse, and I don't know if Chad remembers. Anybody on Twitter probably saw this because it was going around for a bit. But it was Alexis Santino who used to ride at.
Yes, I saw that.
And the horse was flying, man, and she you would hope that she's just trying to grind and get there, and she started standing up. I don't know if she for whatever reason, if she didn't know where the finish line was, or I don't even know. It just kind of, is that Hawthorne spot? Yeah,
by the way,
Hawthorne.
It was a Hawthorne. By the way, I have a really killer idea for somebody that wants to start a new Twitter account. They should do something that says, hey, please send us your videos. And they should only be about showing jockeys that are standing up on their freaking horses before the end of the wire and riding a horse weird and standing up on the horse and stiffing them. It should be 100% that. Do you know how many followers that Twitter account would have?
It would be a lot. It really
just videos. Just videos of jockeys stiffing horses. And maybe they won't want to be on that and be front and center stage on that, and maybe they'll stop doing it. But it's an absolute. I don't think there's anything that frustrates me more. It's the truth, but I used to see this with the quarter horse jockeys constantly because the purses and so many of those races suck, and so they didn't care.
Yeah.
So they would stand up before the wire constantly, and it's frustrating. You can see that, it just annoys the crap out of me.
That's okay though. Marco, every night at Los Al. Marco, that's your pick for $12. Well, good luck, man. We pull in together. It's a little bit different on the back end, but I wish you luck.
But
that's Steph. She's saying hi, man. She must be listening. I think she's working in the bedroom. Oh man.
Steph's great.
All right.
I'm glad to be here. Actually, I was just sitting. I'm watching the races anyways. I'm sitting at my computer. I was looking at spot plays. I don't know if I have.
Let me see. And we can you know what we can do. So we will. Oh, cool. So after this, we're gonna go to Aqueduct. I think this is great because I have not we can weave these in until Santa Anita and Gola get going. What we'll do is we'll go to Aqueduct next, and then we're gonna do the Santa Anita early pick 5 after that to make sure we're well in advance. And then we'll probably go back to Gulfstream, but we can weave in those last few Scotty top plays.
Yeah, I do have one. I've got at Aqueduct, I've got the 4-horse Magnolia Wind. In 7 minutes, it goes off. And let's see. Who did I have? Not going to take me there.
They're approaching the gate at Gulfstream.
They're going into the gate at Gulfstream Park. So let's do that. But okay, there it is. Here's my note. 51% first-time starter. And the horse is 3-1 right now. And if you are playing it, I thought the 3, 5, and 8, the EquinEdge picks were the other horses. So maybe in some sort of combination, box those. I kind of liked the 3-horse Forever Amy a little bit. The EquinEdge long shot to rebound and run a better race. So
that horse is 53% to win. That is absolutely insane.
You just don't see that very often.
And you're getting 3. Well, it says 3-1 there. I'm not sure what but so I am 3, 4, 5, 8 here, and I know we spread. You think even a little bit further. Oh yeah, because I didn't use the 7. So I think the 4 at 7-2 is an amazing price.
On the outside, Yamato will complete the line. It's Yamato and Luca Panici to take the outside gate on the turf to start the late pick 4. Therapist favored. Yamato going up.
You can see, look at the rail, how far it is out compared to, it's like half of the turf course. So when it's 63 feet, that's about as small as they can take it out, Justin.
Yeah, I think it is and I have seen them run both courses this year on the new turf course. They do it like this. They're not today. They're only on the outside. I'm sure they're saving it for Pegasus a little bit. I'm sure they'll run on the inside a little bit.
The 7, they must be crawling. Yeah, they are, because the 7 is super close to the big.
25. If this horse with Gaffleon does not wire the field, I would be insanely surprised.
Yeah.
And Yamato, the opening quarter was just 25. And 1 as they
I'm going to be curious to see if this is over 50 seconds and the 4 doesn't win this race.
Second Olympic runner, 3rd. A bit better to handle now as a Rose for Raven down at the inside. Racing out in the center.
49-2. So you sped up a lot, actually.
Just ahead of him is Therapist. Second last is Border Town, and Yamato still at the back.
5 is really cruising. Light Fury. Jockey seems pretty confident on the 5.
Talked about that horse.
Mega City has had smooth sailing to this stage. He's 3 furlongs from home, lifting the pace a touch and a length and a half in front. Light Fury, second. Olympic runner is 3rd. Therapist moves down toward the inside to kick on for all 4th. Then it's Carruthers. Border Town is next with Yamato when they're at the top of the stretch. Mega City unopposed throughout, still in front. Light Fury is 2nd toward the rail. It's Therapist.
7 got mired on the rail, but the 7 is best in the race. I mean, amazing claim by this horse, but the 4 is going to go gate to wire, which is big at 4-1.
Yeah. So I
second was Olympic runner. 3rd was
I forgot. I think I was going to do it, and I forgot. I was going to play a 4 to spread to 1 pick 3, but get through there. The rail that's just insane. You can't.
It's really tough to come from behind. 7 ran a massive race.
That's a good boom, Cindy. Oh, win 2,000 for Gaff, Steven? That's incredible.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And Ken, I'm with you on the saving for Pegasus. I'm sure, and they'll probably run on the inside. Maybe they are tomorrow. I haven't looked yet, but
no, that's exactly what. Yeah, he's right. Ken's right. That's what they're doing.
But they do still. So with before, right? They used to have 2 turf courses and they put in the synthetic, but they will use. I have seen them use this as 2 turf courses now.
Yeah.
They've only was a few races I've seen, but Yeah, I go where I'm needed, Marco.
So right now, Tyler Gaffleone's my favorite jockey.
He's money, man. He's I don't know if you could say he's underrated still, but I love him. I'm with you, Scotty. He's great. I love seeing him, and then obviously Luis Saez, I feel like always does really well, but he's very notable. But Gaff still, I feel like, doesn't get a lot of the credit that many of the other people do. But maybe it's because he finally won his Breeders' Cup race, right? Like, wasn't he 0 for? I think he won 2 actually this year.
He was 0 for 30, and I believe he did win 2. Yeah, and he's young. Like he's got a really bright future ahead of him. You know, the thing about him is he very rarely gets the horses in a bad position. Now here, he had an armchair ride. That first quarter won him the race. 7 horse. If there was more room for the 7 would have won this race. I have no doubt about that. Like if they faced each other again on a normal turf course, the 7 would win that race. So that was a hell of a claim. But there you go. There's Tyler Gaffleone for Michael Dubb, Mike Maker, and that's the 2000th win for Tyler Gaffleone. So congratulations, Tyler. 4-1 on Mega City. 4-8-7-10 is your order of finish. Okay.
It's
your show. What do you want to go?
No, we're going to your spot play because I didn't look at anything outside Gulfstream, Golden Gate, and Santa Anita, but I just bet a win bet on this horse because I would always bet a horse that is 53% as a first-time starter. I just did, you have to. That's pretty wild. That's a very high percent for a first-time starter, and this horse is currently 3-1 on the betting line. Hey, Nate, good to see you, buddy. I think, Nate, you were in a tournament. How's it going?
Nathan? All right, so I'm going to log in since I know we can't show Aqueduct, but that, by the way, there might be some change in that soon, just so you know.
I love it. That would be good, man.
Yeah, might be some change in that. Some good things coming.
This is wild. I mean, you're getting 3-1 on Magnolia wins. That's your Scotty spot play. I mean, great GSR. Is the second highest GSR outside of the 6 horse. But 53%. Again, that's an immediate kind of bet for me. I don't know who I would play under here. Scotty, did you look at an exacta at all?
Yeah, I did. I believe it or not, I like the 3 horse, the EquinEdge long shot underneath. Now, the 5 and the 8 would be the other horses. I just didn't see anybody else. You can get rid of this 6 horse. First time starter here seems pretty dead. You can get rid of that. This horse is 20-1 EquinEdge morning line. I mean, you're looking at these horses right here. That's what you're looking at. You're getting 10-1 on the 3 Forever Amy. So,
I would probably it did. I mean, I'm with you. I didn't really look at the 5, but I think the 3 and the 8.
So what about something like this? So really what it comes down to is betting. So what you could do is you could do a 3-5-8 with 4 exacta, or you could do a 3-5-8 with 4 exact. Well, here's what you do with a horse like this, especially when you've got Forever Amy at 10-1 to 3. So you would bet the 4 to win and hope he doesn't win. And then you would do a 3-5-8 with 4 exacta. And then you would do a trifecta, 3-5-8 with 3-5-8 with 4. And you're just hoping that the 4 horse gets first, second, or third. And if you bet appropriately, you probably end up with a profit, especially if the 3 gets in the money. Something like that. The 4 is going to be your lukewarm favorite, but the 8's the fastest horse in the race, and the 8's on the outside. So certainly the 8 deserves a look. And the 8 has never cleared before and dropping in class. So I just think that the 8 looks awfully tough on the lead.
The 6 horse with Linda Rice Lascano is only 1%. That horse I do not think can win, but I would not be surprised to see that horse run a good race as the top GSR.
Yeah.
It didn't run at all first time out, but Lascano stays. And so, but if you were playing a try, like maybe that horse gets third, maybe second, but it can't win, but it is a price at 9-1.
Yeah. What's Nick talking about? The 4-1. Which race did the 4 win? The last race he's talking about, right? Over at Gulfstream.
Yeah.
Have you noticed over at Aqueduct here in the last few days with this wet track that horses have been coming from behind? They haven't been winning on the lead.
So I haven't seen it. That's crazy.
They have not been winning on the lead at all.
It looks
we'll see
cold.
what happens here.
It looks cold and wet.
Yeah.
Four didn't break great.
No. First-time starters often don't break good. And the 8's going to have the lead. And the 4 has horse.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see that. Broke slow, took a little bit to get its strides. And the 3 horses in second right now, it's 16-1. That's the EquinEdge long shot. And we'll see if the jockey on the 4 is going to even try with this horse. We'll see. It looks like he's completely backing up. Yeah, something's amiss.
The 3 is running great. I don't know if
I just knew that darn 3 was going to run good. You know, just always comes down to betting. The 4 is completely green. Now look at the 4. Like, what do you make of this? It's like, here's what I think. If that 4 finishes, then they stiffed this horse and gave this horse the race. That's what I'm telling you right now. Look at this guy. What? All of a sudden he's sprouting wings and he became a runner? Give me a break. Look at this. Look at this guy. He's making up 3 to their 1. Yeah, now he's going to stop. He said, okay, I saw what I needed to see. Watch him next time out. I knew this 3 was going to run good, though, more than anything. And might have to settle for third because the 2 is just flying.
Oh, that was close. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I think the 2 might have got there, but I think they stiffed the horse.
We have let's do Laurel, and then we'll go back to Gulfstream, and then after Gulfstream, we're gonna do Santa Anita pick 5.
Laurel sounds good. All right, so Laurel 6. And we've got how much time before that race? We got 2 minutes before that race.
I show 5. You show 2?
Right here. Well, don't. Yeah, don't.
I see.
They're going to be more accurate right now. On what are you showing on prod? You showing 5 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're about a 1 minute away.
I mean, there's the 3 horse has a lot of pace here. Is the second EquinEdge pick.
So top pace number, top win percentage, or second top win percentage. And then this horse. So the one advantage here that you see immediately is this horse Stay Out. It's got a 54 SOR. It's EquinEdge's second pick. The issue maybe with this horse is it needs the lead. But no, it's not an issue because the horse is going to get the lead. The 10 horse looks good on paper. See, this is I like the 3 much more than the 10. Horses like this that look so good on paper, they always get bet. But this horse, at best, is a 52 SOR, and the 3's gone gate to wire and won by 4 3/4 lengths against a 54 Group 2 back at this very distance. Gets a really good trainer. I would imagine the 3 gate to wire, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my thinking. The one horse is, I would just say, a lot of value from a vertical perspective. If you're going to play a vertical, this horse is 9-1 on the EquinEdge line. It's taking no money and is going to be coming off the pace. My Boss Lady is also the EquinEdge long shot. So maybe, that would just be an include for me in an exacta or a try. I mean, when you look here, this horse is run at this level, is cutting back, and this horse hasn't necessarily lately showed a lot of speed, but is going to be coming on. So if some of these other horses fall back, I would not be surprised for this horse to get up.
I would agree with you, by the way. First of all, you have new connections, and this horse is, the fact that it's an EquinEdge long shot says a lot. And Akira Manos jumps aboard. This horse has 7 second place finishes, and it draws on the rail. And what I like about that is it'll be sitting there. It won't be dueling with some of the favorites, and then it'll just pick up a piece. I can completely see this one horse getting second or third in the race.
They added blinkers too.
They added blinkers to this horse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the system liked it. So they're not first time blinkers.
Nope.
So blinkers here. They took them off for the last race.
Yeah. And with then they claimed here. So they obviously, I mean, you could assume that you could toss the last race. And I mean, this horse, when you look though, I mean, it's been facing much tougher. So I think to your point, I mean, this horse definitely, especially if we didn't look at everybody else, but if some of these other horses really can't, stalk or come off the pace, I mean, this is the horse that's going to, whether it can win or not, it's a different question. It is a long shot, but I bet this horse gets second or third. That would be my guess.
I'm going to put some money in my account because
Gold Time Vixen in.
I got to bet this 3 horse. And then.
And Maravilloso. Two to 1 on Stay Out. Now 5-2.
All right.
2-1 now
I'm playing the 3.
Maravilloso.
I do think the 1 could run. I was kind of running late on that bet, but if I had time, I would have done a 3-1 exacta and then or put the 1 in the try. But the 3 horse
and their
stumbled.
Stay Out was slow to go.
Oh no.
Double Mass Maravilloso, Gold Time Vixen. Here comes
Oh, now it's gonna rush, which probably will not be a good situation.
Gold Time Vixen back in 5th spot. Little Miss Scarlet is 6th. Stay Out is worked up to 7th.
If you have any hope of the 3 running good here, don't.
Super Sally.
This is a dead nuts front runner who absolutely doesn't know what to do with herself when she gets behind. Look at her, completely uncomfortable.
Kassan leading the way. Kassan has it by a neck. No more mask applying pressure from second. Lady Jean out wide. There's Gold Time Vixen 4 deep in the red sleeves, and Maravilloso gets a tap to go.
And the 10 horse has burned a lot of money too, and so I don't think the 10 has to win. Here comes the 9, really running a good race.
Watch the 1 on the rail. Let's see where this horse finishes.
Lady Jean takes him in from Gold Time Vixen, and No More Mess staying in the battle down to the inside. Kassan racing 4th down to the rail.
Is gonna get second or third? I don't think it's gonna win.
This horse got a chance of getting second right now. It's getting some momentum right now, and those horses are stopping in front.
My boss lady's rallied into 4th, but time is running out. Gold Time Vixen up front. Gold Time Vixen's 25 to 1. Gold Time Vixen.
Third. No, I mean, good call in the 1 horse getting third. Unfortunately, that 3 broke dead last.
It came 8 like that. It's kind of a bummer. I last minute almost played the 1 in the trifecta with and just wheeled it through. I think it was like $80, and in the 8 horse, I think won there. Yeah. It was 20 to 1. So you would have had a 20 to 1 over, I think 6 to 1 or 8 to 1.
8 to 1 on the 6. Yep.
Over 20 to 1.
Yeah. Wow.
Wheeled. Okay. Oh, you wheeled the 6, Cindy. Nicely done. I would have wheeled the 1. That would have been the play, but for me, but no, like wheeling the 6 is huge.
Nice.
Like that trifecta or the exacta, either way, that's going to pay big.
It's going to pay really nice. We've got Gulfstream Park race 7. We've got, I think we have a little bit of time to Santa Anita. Let me see. We got 32 minutes to Santa Anita.
Let's do Gulfstream, and then we'll do Santa Anita pick 5 after.
All right. Sounds good. So, all right. So the only thing I had in my notes on this is strong quality of the 3 is jockey trainer combinations 43%. But I also had a note that I didn't fully trust this horse. But I swear, Irad he is such an, when a jockey is affecting the, not only the odds, but affecting your mind and how you want to play a race, it's a good jockey. I mean, it just is.
I mean, this horse adds blinkers. It was running 10 furlongs at Churchill last out, which, I mean, this is nicely bred, right? Great GSR. I mean, it's only raced 7 times. I really, and I think when we went through this spread in the pick 4, I was spread here to an extent in the pick 5, but there's, the 3, you're getting a morning line. I mean, this is I would say a nice horse, but I don't think it's a lock. I really don't. I think, the 2 to me has been.
Before you go on with that, let me just show you something. So this is 2 races back when this horse went off at 4 to 1. and look at these first 6 races. Show me a race where this horse didn't lose ground. And that horse rated like a champ.
Yeah.
How does it do that? Like Panici couldn't get that horse to do that. Jaramillo couldn't. Chantel couldn't. You see what I'm saying? That horse rated and relaxed so nicely back in 3rd or 4th place, whatever it was, in race number 5, and then pulled away to win. If he tries to go to the lead with those other horses, and how did the 7 end up on the lead? Like, did they talk and he said, I'm going to take the horse back, you go to the lead? I mean, what the hell? I'm just saying, like, I don't like the 3. I don't. But Irad is so good. Is he really going to get in a duel with both the 5 and the 8 who appear to be faster? I don't know.
So the exacta Laurel paid 260 to 1 at Laurel. 261 for the exacta. The trifecta paid 2,400 to 1.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
That is.
Yeah. That's for 50 cents, I think, Tyler. I think for $1, I think it paid 2,400. Which I get it in the 50 cent. Yeah, it was. I was so close to wheeling the 1. I ran out of time. That's huge. And I think Cindy hit it must have hit. Cindy, you have to let us know. I think you hit the exacta, I'm assuming, but maybe you wheeled it in the try. That's amazing if you did. I think, Daniel, on the 8, I think Causing Mayhem is interesting at Gulfstream. I mean, this horse is the pace of the race. It is sliding in 2 spots, which is going to help. I guess the wild thing here on Causing Mayhem is you're getting 15 to 1, which is crazy. And 7 to 2 EquinEdge versus 8 to 1. This horse did win at Belmont going 8 furlongs, right? But it was on the lead. So you got to assume, you're going to have Saez though on the 5. I think that's where it's going to be interesting, the pace of this race here.
So I'm looking at this 5, and I see a horse that rated last time out barely. And that was from the inside, but it looks like it rated some over at Tampa. It was 53% to win, and it lost. So maybe this horse is on the outside of the 3, appears faster, but doesn't have to use that speed. Then you look at the 8 horse. If you look down here, this horse has shown the ability to rate a little bit. Okay. So, and this horse is on the very outside. So I'm trying to visualize how this early pace is going to play itself out. Will both the 5 and the 8 let the 3 go? Will Irad send and go gate to wire? You know what I mean? Because he's got more class. It looks like he definitely has more class than the other horses. So if they let him go, or if they don't let him go, which one is going to go with him? And then which one? So if you could tell me that, then I would tell you which one of the 5 or 8 would win. Or if they let the 3 go, the 3 would win. So
the Razor, I saw your. I'll ping you whether it's next week or the week after. We're gonna figure it out because I want to have you on, buddy. It'd be amazing. The Montauk Point here, the 9 horse. Normally, I wouldn't love anything here, kind of going 1 turn 8 furlongs like that, but this horse is working well from what I've heard. I think the issue here is this horse just broke its maiden, and I was dropping into an allowance race. But it's 10%, I think, from a price perspective. I would love to see this in the pick 4, Scotty, that we put together, the pick 5, but I think will be a little bit interesting. Could be tough, but I think it's the pace here. It's going to be wild, I think, on kind of what happens between the 3, 5, and 8.
Well, I think here's another one. If you look, this looks like a horse that, is going to be forwardly placed, but it's already was losing ground against a 52 group. Now it's a 64 group, and it draws outside wide, and it seems to need to be near the lead for its best. The more I'm looking at this horse a little bit closer, I don't like this 9 at all. But that's just my opinion. But in here, in this race, if they go fast up front, let's just say they do, here's the horse with Reyes that's going to pick them up. Yeah.
The 2, on the 2, this horse has just been burning money.
Yeah, agreed.
Right? I mean,
for sure.
You never like to see that, but the only thing I would say on the 2 is, I mean, has a nice GSR, his second EquinEdge pick, and I mean, has been facing tougher. It fits here. So, and it's not the favorite. So if you bet the 2, at least I wouldn't define the term as burning money today. So maybe today is the day that is it Milliken actually wins. So
Milliken, yeah. For me, I like the 5, 8, and 5, 7, 8. If I had a choice, the closer now that I'm looking at this, I would like the 5, 7, and 8. I think that both the 5 and the 8, especially the 8, are going to have choice of seeing what they want to do. I'm hoping that one of them goes with the 3, because if they let the 3 go, then the 3's gone. And for whatever reason, if all 3 of them duel, we could see the 7-horse Desert Ruler get up and win this race. I'm not going to be surprised at all. And this horse is in good form. It got 3rd last time out from the 2-hole against 9 other horses at 17%. But I'm going to guess, because the horse at the second call was so close, I'm just going to guess that maybe that these better horses here, they didn't go very fast up front. So
yeah, that I included this horse on my pick 5, but I came to the same conclusion. I mean, that horse has shown that it can kind of come off the pace like that. It's just been versus easier. So it's going to really have to improve here, which I guess it's just going to depend on the 3, 5, and 8 on what they do up front. Like, are all 3 of these horses going to be fighting around the pace? And that's where I found this race really hard, because I mean, again, the 8 is massive value. Like, I mean, that's just crazy. When I say value, I'm like, you get a morning line angle and you have EquinEdge pick, and a lot could happen here. Like, I don't know, the system sees that horse as having massive potential, which is where you then love to see. I love to see that it's EquinEdge long shot. So
I agree, Justin. Like that is incredible value. If you're looking for a win bet and you played horses like this all the time, you'd be profitable better for sure. This is what you're looking for right here. So you look at the EquinEdge morning line of what it's saying the horse should go off at. Then you're looking at the live odds in comparison to the win percentage. So this would be, and sorry, I have to refresh my screen so I can get the odds to update, but on the staging site. So, but you can see that. I mean, this is tremendous value. The only one, well, the 9 would be a flat bet profit as well, but you have to like the horse. I think the 8 horse really has a good shot. Like I'm kind of surprised. It's going on dirt for the first time. So it's only had one dirt race. Do you see that? It broke its maiden on the dirt going gate to wire.
I mean, it is a Fletcher horse too. So it's not like you can ask for a much better trainer either. I mean, yeah, pretty wild. And can you see, well, you might be able, did this horse, no, it broke its maiden and then has been it's been running really well.
Well, I think, by the way, I think it's important. Let's see here. The 2-1 here. Didn't Mark Cassie win a race?
No, that was Maker Gaff in that one. I mean, maybe earlier.
I thought he did. Abreu won that. That was my best bet of the day right there, the 6 horse. Let's see, 10. Abreu. So Abreu's won 2 races today. Could have sworn. Oh, yeah. Cassie won this race with Irad in the second race, Invisible War. And that horse didn't get bet as well.
7-2 on that horse. Wow.
Right? I mean, so look, they can win another race here. I guess, if you look at the metrics are all pointing towards the 3, and you have Irad, jockey trainer combination, 43%. Maybe we're overthinking this. I don't know.
No, well, you could be right. I did think that,
it's possible we're just overthinking it.
I just in this horse, I mean, it adds blinkers. Irad riding for the first time. I think, it's been it has 4 second places, right, in 7 tries. So, but also I guess a lot of these, the 7 jumps in here based on conditions, man. The 7's won 4 races.
Yeah.
versus these others have won, one race. I think I have a couple of courses cut. But
well, look at this too. In 8 tries, going 8 furlongs on the dirt on the 1-turn mile, the horse has got 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 2/3. So we clearly know that this horse likes this these conditions. It's really going to come down to the pace. I'm really curious to see if the 5 what the 5 is going to do. I really am curious because it's lightly raced, good connections. The jockey trainer combination is 17%. So they won 1 race in 6 tries. Saez jumps aboard there. By the way, you see they're adding blinkers. Irad's going to send on this horse. There's no way they added blinkers and they're going to sit on this horse. They are sending. Now, the 5 and the 8 are on the outside, so the jockeys are thinking, I don't have to send. So will they let Irad go? That's going to be the key. Let's see what happens.
Pace on the inside at 8 furlongs, or I guess really any sprint on the dirt is dangerous. So I think to your point, this could be, if they let him go, he could be gone.
Racing Stable.
No, if they let him go, he's gonna be gone. But you know who makes this race? It's the 5 and the 8. What they do makes all the difference in the world. And I guess we just don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be very interesting because they have the speed to be in front of the 3. 7 stumbled.
Slight bobble at the break from Desert Ruler. Petulante ridden for the early lead. Iconic Adventure has the same idea, and so does Cause and Mayhem. The pace is on early.
5 can't get the leader late.
Horses is Montauk Point as they run out of the chute.
Now look at how relaxed he has that 3. A horse that's never rated, and he has this horse completely relaxed. He's so good. You have to have so much respect for him. I don't know if the horse is going to win, but he's just so good.
Racing second last, while down toward the inside is Troubleshooter, and out the center, Code Runner is last of all. The quarter time was a sharp 23-1.
That's very fast.
Point, Petulante and Luis Saez doling out the speed. They lead a length and a half. Cause and Mayhem is their second. Irad has a strong hold of strong quality.
And he's strangling the 3. I mean, the 8's toast, and Irad's going to go right on by. Incredible. It's too bad the 7 stumbled because we were right about the 7, but the 7 stumbled. That was a pretty bad stumble the 7 had.
The 5 has horse still, but Irad's asking. I don't know if he's not getting it though.
Petulante still going, strong quality, didn't find much under pressure. Desert Ruler and Milliken are next.
And look, the 5's not changing leads. The 2 is going to catch, and there's Milliken on the outside, the horse that never wants to win. Come on, 5. Hold on. No, I think the 2's going to get. Oh, God, that's close.
Oh.
I think the 5 might have held on.
I think obviously in the pick 5, I probably would rather have the 5. I don't know. They will be really close, probably.
You're gonna love this game.
The 2 took a ton of lay money. I mean, that horse went off at 2-1.
It did. I mean, these races are so damn tough. I mean, so tough.
All right, but let's do Santa Anita.
We got to get to Santa Anita.
What, 15? I think we have 15 minutes. All right.
18 minutes before the race. All right.
So I thought, I'm trying to remember what I put my ticket together. I'll have to, did you look at this one, Scotty?
I think I did. Let me put in an $80 budget and let's see if things fared well on turf. Throughout last, she is a sprinter, the 5 horse. So I thought that the only note I've really got is that this California Bling might be better than what it's looking, because she went longer last time out, and throw that out, and she ran pretty good. So I thought maybe you give her a long shot look. But other than that, nope, I'm winging it with you. So why don't you start us off, and I'll go wherever you want.
It's a photo finish, win photo.
Yeah, so I didn't, when I put my ticket originally in without scratches, I'm trying to decide, well, we'll get there in a second. So in the first race, I'm a little bit spread here. So there's a cool fact. So put the 2 horse back in only because, so I don't know if you remember this. So click on It's My House. So this horse, 2 races back on September 30th, I singled that horse, Scotty, as the EquinEdge long shot at 36-1.
I do remember that.
It was the pace, and Mike Smith was on a horse, and I'm like, that horse doesn't look like anything. And I signaled this horse on the pace of the race, and this is the trainer jockey, right? These two are always at Ricky Ramirez and Urangua at Los Al. And
At Los Al at night.
yeah. I don't know if the horse can do it again, but because of that situation, I have to include this horse because it is the pace of the race. Scotty, I don't know Santa Anita well enough as we talked about the turf. So I was curious on is 30 feet at Santa Anita. It's not 60 at Gulfstream. I just don't know how far do they go at Santa Anita. I mean, it's 30 feet out.
30 feet's pretty far out.
Okay.
Yep.
So I would go, I was 2, 3, 5, 6 here. I'm including the 2 just probably a little bit because I have to, because this horse made me, I think it was $27,000 in the golden hour that horse made me. But I was 2, 3.
I would tell you this about Jesus Uranga. He's 28%. He trained many of my horses. And he is, I had a lot of horses with Jesus. He's the nicest gentleman. 2, he is an unbelievable trainer. And also how many times if you've ever owned horses, you have a trainer and you can count on him telling you when your horse is going to run good and when it's not. I mean, yes, fantastic. Like he knows his stuff. I don't see it. Now, that being said, the rail's out. This horse has a crap load of speed. The one's pretty fast and has more class and has 6 wins going 8 furlongs on the turf. Maybe we're throwing out the one horse too soon because of how bad the horse looks on form right now. But this group came up tough. I think at the end of the day, though, if you're looking at horses that have good form and you're looking at class, like you're just looking at 3 horses.
I like the 5 best here. And I will tell you, my single would either come in race 3 or race 4. So I would, if let's play this kind of together, I would take the 5 as my top pick. I think you could probably maybe try to get through Slim here. I think that the 5 horse means 22% to win. It is not in the EquinEdge picks, but this horse has Dettori for the first time. It's been running well, and it's going to have pace to chase. So that was where I was asking about the rail. That would be my only concern.
No, that rail's pretty far out. What about the 6 horse Moody Jim? I mean, Jeff Mullins Jr. is like 3 for 4 with wins. Clearly he's got the magic touch.
This horse is at this, like, I just don't like to see horses that at a SOR level for me can't win and they burn money. And the one win it had was a massively, I got to imagine that was a massive pace meltdown on the turf back at Del Mar. Like, that was my concern on the 6. And so for me,
they weren't as on fire as they have been in the last month and a half either. Yeah. So, but can I tell you something? You make a wonderful point. Honestly, I'm not just saying that. You're right. Horses like this, I normally hate. Anybody knows, like, when I key a horse, they can't be coming from behind like this because you're at the mercy of pace for sure. But here's what I do know. I feel very strongly that there's going to be a pace in here with the 1 and the 2, that they're going to be going pretty fast. And this horse could get a really good trip. I'm going to guess that 6 horse is going to run super. Could the 2 get away? Yeah, I respect your handicapping. So if you want to use it, I don't see it, but I respect your handicapping. But let's go. Let's go on. Let's add it for now. Let's add it for now. And then let's go to this horse, Big Switch. So this horse is a single.
So I was singling in leg 3 or 4. You could single here at 59%. Like, this horse, it has 3 wins and 5 tries and an allowance optional. It's 3 to 5. This horse is going to take a boatload of money. It should win. The pace here in the 2 and 3 is very cheap if you visualize the race. If the 4 and 5, Scotty, I've heard, especially on the 4. I think that this horse for Mandel with Mike Smith is working well, would be my perspective here. It did not run in the Santa Anita Oaks, so I forgive that from that perspective, that they place this horse in the right spot. So I think the 4 is a bit of an unknown.
I would agree with that. I would just say this: John Sadler is also very conservative, and he romped. They romped in that Melaire. Now he's been off since May. This horse clearly has its issues, and then went on the turf here. Didn't really like that experience, and it was on the rail, and still didn't run bad. Hernandez is absolutely probably the hottest jock on the planet right now, and he's been really. He seems like he's riding a little bit less right now, and then riding good horses. This horse is 3 to 5 on the EquinEdge morning line. When there's some decent horses, this 5 horse, this is just a prodder. I mean, if 3 wins in 30 tries, you can't. And this is the EquinEdge second pick. So EquinEdge believes this is the second pick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how good is Big Switch in this race? I think there's some decent horses in here. Micro Share, all of them are decent. But I think Big Switch is on a different level. But I completely, though, your point for sure, I agree with you, is you don't know. The horse had a bad race, went on the shelf, and so you just don't know. And so from that perspective, if you added the 4, I can see it. I could not use any other horse in this race besides maybe the 4. So maybe we can fit the 4 in there. Let's try for now and see.
Here, well, so I think the scratch in the next race will help us. So I originally, I just did this. To me is the 3 might be the single now for this race because of the pace here, was my perspective. I liked this horse before, but the 1 was in here and was going to show speed. So with the 1 now being scratched, I think that this horse could wire the field for unwritten code, was my perspective. I will tell you, in leg 4, Scotty, I absolutely do not like the 7 horse. So I was playing against it, and I was almost going to single in leg 4. But here, I thought, like, the 7, if we just kind of jump around here for a minute, the 7, I just can't bet this. I just can't bet this horse. I mean, I realize Flavian Prackett's on, and maybe that's how the horse wins. I thought the 6 Chief Counsel was interesting here. But so maybe you can't, like, I would probably I would probably go 2 deep in leg 2, and I would probably risk it and single this, the speed here with the rail out on a turf sprint, and single the 3 for me here. I mean, Soaring Sky is not a bad horse at all. I don't know if Unwritten Code, I don't know. I can't remember who's riding Unwritten Code, but to me, was it Maldonado?
No, Pereira.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this horse won 2 in a row. And I think really it gets back to turf, right? I mean,
let me give you my opinion on this. This is the fastest horse in the race, no doubt about it. But it has a low SOR, 1. 2, in 10 lifetime races, 7 of them on dirt, $12,000 earned per start. On turf, $580 per start. Okay, so, and this horse was losing ground against a 50 SOR group last time out, was losing ground and had to hang on. But that being said, on paper, this field doesn't look that strong. This, like, you see something.
Has to have the lead. The 3 has to have the lead.
No, it's going to have the lead. We can both agree on that. And it's got a big pace advantage. But it also, when you look at a horse like this, it likes to be near the pace. It's got higher class, which means even though the 3 horse is faster, the 7 horse has more class, and the 7 horse might be pressing this 3 pretty good. And I don't see the 7 horse being more than 2 lengths behind, because the class is going to move that horse up. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Would it be my kind of single? It might be, but then you look at Soaring Sky, the 2 horse. I mean, this horse.
That's my struggle. Like, it is the 2, not as much the 7, and we could talk, but keep going on the 2.
Well, I was just going to say with the 2, I mean, this horse has been facing much better horses as well. It had a wide post last time out, going 6 furlongs. it clearly didn't like the 9 furlongs, and it was flying on the front end. So I think this horse might get a good spot here because it's cutting back in distance after showing speed against better horses. It only lost by 7.5 lengths, and it was 5.5 lengths back in the stretch, and now cuts back here off a little bit of a layoff for John Sadler, who's patient and dropping big in class. I think the 2 horse is a major player in this race.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I wasn't really a fan of the 7. The 4 I didn't necessarily love, but I would, if I went, I would go 2-3 here or single the 3. I think we have to single somewhere. So maybe it's the 6 and race 2, because I do think the next race is a mess, although I do really like the 6, but
by the way, too, I thought the 4 horse, Keep Your Coil. Yeah, I mean, if you look at this horse has a really nice style to rate. Okay, now it's been on the turf 4 times, but I was surprised to see it at 7-2. Right, it is 7-2. It might get a nice trip. If I had my druthers, I would just use these 4 horses, 2, 3, 4, and 7. I think that we can probably get there because.
So, well, go to leg 4. So
I agree with you. The 7's not a single, too, by the way. I agree.
I just can't even.
It's not.
That horse to me is 0 for 11. It does give Flavian Pratt is 45%. I love the GSR increase on the 6. It's a second-time starter. Pratt doesn't ride, but Maldonado rides. So I think that Maldonado is Scotty, and you know him. I think he's going to try to show speed here, would be my guess on the 6 horse.
But the one's going to have the lead. The one will have the lead most likely, I would think. And
the one though, look at the way this horse is broken previously. So has been sprinting.
Yeah, you're right.
That was my only concern on the one,
You're
and
right.
it has not been on the rail, right? So
Let's see here. You have first of all, they're putting the 1 horse. Okay, now I see what's happening here. So they're putting the 1 horse from a 50,000 maiden claimer. So I mean, I don't know if this is Karen Headley's only horse or what, but this horse has burned money, draws the rail. It does have some speed, and it's 0 for 6 with 1 second place finish. I would agree with you. I couldn't use this one, actually. The more I'm thinking about it, I couldn't use the 1. The 6 horse at least is a second-time starter that could improve. It's getting off the turf. It goes up 11 points in GSR. Yeah,
the horse is working.
You want to throw the 1 out?
6, yes, yeah.
Do you want to throw the 7 out, or
yes,
is this?
Yes,
you do.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I'm good with that. Let's do it. Okay.
I can't. I mean, it is Pratt and 49%, but I'm like, I don't know. I just don't see it happening.
What about this one? This one, by the way, these are state breds. Don't forget. So 50,000 claimer might seem like now you're going into a straight maiden. No, these are state bred maidens, straight maidens. So there are many of these high claiming races like this at Santa Anita that are tougher than some of these state breds. So I would. This horse absolutely has to be given a strong look.
Yeah, I agree. 6 feet. I mean, I was on the 4 and 6 in this race. I liked the 2 a little bit, but what I didn't like about the 2 in Tom's XS is, it was off slow and then it ran up. It was on turf. Now it goes to dirt, which it probably prefers turf. Not that it couldn't run on dirt, but GSR says this horse is turf all day. So for me, I was going to the 4 and 6 second-time starters.
Right.
Uh-oh.
So
what happened? Oh, okay.
No, I was trying to see the race.
I think we should single the 6, and because I do think the 6.
I think the 6 is a single right here.
Yeah, so single the 6 in leg 2, and then we can go. And
then we can do. What if we did this here, and just in case, because it is coming out of a. If you look at this horse, it is coming out of a state bred straight maiden. It got a second place finish. The GSR does go down a little bit. Yeah, I mean,
You want the
two
7?
tops-
I mean, should we have the 7 instead of the 2? I mean,
I think. Listen, we're if you're going to make any money in this race,
that horse can't win, because if the 6 wins and the 7 wins, this will pay 0. It's going to
I mean,
pay
look
like
at this horse. It's
$50.
lost. It lost at 38%, 47% the last
know.
couple of races. Right? It's an absolute horrific breaker.
Yes, I know. These are the horses that I
Slow,
just don't
bit
use.
tight. I mean, maybe has this horse been unlucky, and maybe finally, you know, it is getting Pratt. Oh man, it's tough to leave. This horse can win. It's one of the ones in a very tough race. I think, you know, maybe leaving this horse out might not be the smartest move, but I like Cindy's move right here. Cindy, I like your move. I think I'm with you. I think 6 feet could be a single. I do. I think this horse.
I'm not. So I would single the 4 or 6 there. I am totally with you. I think the 6 in leg 4. When you know me, man, I like to single where others don't.
For sure.
So I do think the last race is tough, though. So I would be fine singling in race 4, to be honest, and adding a second horse in race 2. Like that's where you because if you can hit both those, the ticket would pay good.
Right.
In the last race, because I know we have, what do we have? Like 2 minutes, a minute? We might have a minute.
We've got, they're at the gate.
So,
well, we're in.
You just went.
Broke
Well,
up very quickly. It's My House a little bit faster and takes the lead. Neptune Storm along the rail, and the gray Moody Jim on the far outside. Then Fantastic and Bilotti at the back. 5 lengths covers.
I hope they go slow.
Sets the pace.
So you can see, look at that rail. It's 30 feet's pretty far out.
Yeah, for Santa Anita, that is really far. You're right, because look how narrow it is.
About 2.5 or 3 off the lead. Then Fantastic, 4 off the pace, 2 clear of Bilotti. They swing on to the backstretch. It's My House to target, with Ready Soul 3/4 back second, and Moody Jim to their outside, a close-up third. Then Neptune Storm, Fantastic worked upon, 3 lengths off the lead, and a gap of 4 to Bilotti, who continues to trail with a half mile to run. It's My House to speed. 1.5 lengths, Ready Soul, Moody Jim, widest of all. At the rail, Neptune Storm with Fantastic next. 4
Tom,
lengths
we can
off
talk
the
about
lead.
it at Gulfstream too.
Bilotti.
Yeah.
It's My House. Will take him to the quarter pole with a length and
Tom,
a half.
that's a temporary rail that they're running against right now. If you look on the inside, there's more turf. You see that turf on the inside? They pushed out all the horses out.
Dangerous here.
You see all that turf over there?
Oh, there's the 5.
And Fantastic puts
2 gonna run a good race though.
And you were the 6 horse terrible. Look at that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that 6
thought
is going to be last.
we talked. The 2 ran a great race, just
It
not
did.
outclassed. I mean, that was a great ride. I mean, ended up getting 4th, I think.
So
But
look, Tom, you see that rail, and look on the inside. There's more turf. That's a temporary rail that they pushed out. Very clear to see right there, and it's 30 feet out. And if you look at EquinEdge, you'll see. If you click on weather here, you'll see temporary rail set at 30 feet. That pushes horses out, and when it does that, its speed really holds. Now, I didn't see such an advantage with speed on with the rail 30 feet out at Santa Anita as 63 feet out at Gulfstream Park, Justin.
yeah, I mean, that's with you. I think I would agree with you 100%. And I think, Tom, in this race at Gulfstream Park, I singled the 1 in my pick 5 purely just because of not purely, but because of that rail, right? Like it becomes just very hard as long as you have a nice horse that is up front for horses to close, because what is it, Scott? I mean, the churns are narrower. So basically horses on the lead essentially, right, get a almost a shorter trip around the course.
So the turns are actually wider. They go out more. And so for horses to come back and catches makes it way more brutal for them to be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
So you're lessening the area there by, if you push out, so you're widening those rails, and then it just the area that the horses can close in is just really tough. I didn't see where it wasn't fair to closers there, but also that wasn't a big field as well, right? That
Yeah,
field
correct.
was what, 6 horses, 7 horses? So
Yep.
6 horses. Yeah. So the field wasn't big. So it really didn't matter there. But
All right, let's go to Gulfstream because Gulfstream, Tom, the rail's at 63 feet. So as Scotty shows there, you will see it's even further out. And so I'm single to the one, Scotty, here. I wish I would have actually played more because all my top picks predominantly, I think, would have won in the first and second race. Yes. And I actually, thought about singling leg 2. And I talked about you could go slim there with that 4 horse. But I think the one will be dangerous here. It is that EquinEdge long shot too. But this horse is for sure the pace of the race. I think is it the 9? Somebody I think might show a little bit of pace. But this horse, my boss lady, I think will be, or maybe it's not my boss lady. I was looking on your screen. No, not my boss lady. This is well, I'm trying. Demogragon, has a pretty big pace advantage. Yeah, then the 9 is my only concern, but that is a wide post here, and Zaya is a great jock on the 1 for Kent.
No, but that 9's not. I mean, that 9 has got a 60 pace. It's got a 44 on the SOR.
Very cheap. Very cheap.
Very cheap. So. Yeah. It's not been facing much. So the likelihood that the 1 from the inside, I mean, it's a tremendous advantage. I don't see that, I just don't. I think the 1 horse is going to be ultra tough. And we've seen speed hold. We saw the 4 horse hold 2 races back, right? That was tremendous.
Ken asked for a vertical. Ken, if I was playing a vertical right now, I want horses that either are somewhat classy that maybe could try to come a little bit. I do think the 6 is a little bit interesting for me and maybe an exacta. What race is this, Scotty? Race 8?
Race 8.
Yeah.
And yeah. So you like the 6 horses in exotic horse?
Yeah, I think that horse maybe could run 2nd or 3rd. Who else here? I'm just looking. So I don't want. Sister Nell's not taking me. It's Irad Ortiz. So that I think it's gonna be very hard for Sister Nell to win, but that would be another one. I think that horse for sure could get.
I would 100% play against that horse. I think it's dead on the board. I really do. I think that this 1 horse is going to be so tough to catch, going to be ultra tough to catch. It really is. Like, we're going to get a fair run. Whether we're going to win or not, I don't know. But this one's going to run a good race. If you're going to try to beat the 3, I think it's smart. The 8 horse, this 8 finishes nicely. It's done well at this level. This one can probably run a good race. It seems to have some sort of tactical speed. I would imagine we're looking at a 1-8 in here. And then who's going to be 3rd? Maybe the 2, 5, and 6. So that's how I'm going to play it. I'm going to bet the 1 to win. And then I'm going to do an exacta 1-8. And then I'll do a trifecta, 1 with 8, with 2. Who are the horses? 2, 5, 6.
Yeah. Maybe. I was looking at Cricket West, the 4. Wow, this horse is cheap though. I would worry about that. But I like.
And the thing is, to be honest with you, I'm not betting it smart because it's tough to do the show and then try to put your bets in. But the truth is that the 1 will probably be 1st or 2nd, and so you would want to bet it in a way that would cover your bet as well. And I'm not doing that here. I'm kind of all in with this, and I do like the 1 an awfully lot, but you never know. And so, but covering your bet and maybe doing something where you put the 1 horse in the 2nd spot as well would be smart. I think if the 1 does get beat, I honestly think it's going to be the 8 horse. The 3 is very, very dead on the board
And
and
we
getting
talked
worse.
about-
9-2. And look at that rail. Look at that rail. How far that rail is, Justin. Wow. I mean,
it's
how
wild.
do you come from behind? And look at there's 10 horses in this race.
The horses are approaching the starting gate.
Like, and this one has such a big advantage. How are you coming from behind here?
Cindy used the 2. Yeah, I thought that the 6 and 8 underneath was for me. I could see the 2 though. Yeah, I think it's going to be very hard, and I love the situations. We had Gaffleon on the 4 in leg 2, so 2 races ago, and you get Zaya's
Race
here.
6,
So.
the 4 horse. Yep, it went gate to wire. Yep.
The 6 though, for me here, like it is 35-1. Not that I just think this horse could sit, well and near the speed and not completely stop. I think the 9 will stop. We'll have to see though. I don't think the 6 can win though, but I would not be surprised to see it hold on.
Yeah.
The horses.
Well, there's the 1, and by the way, the 1 looks gorgeous. Looks very relaxed on the track. It's getting bet late. You know what's going to happen, right? Watch, they're going to take off, and this horse is going to be 5-2.
That's
gonna be my
okay though.
prediction.
This is
Yeah.
the single, so
Yeah.
Andy 1 is 4-1 in here.
how's the weather looks okay? Has it been good?
It's good. It's getting a little bit cloudy right now, but the weather in the last like 3 or 4 days here has been perfect.
Cricket West.
Now the 9 has a little bit of speed, but it's cheap speed, and it's on a wide post.
Waiting
It's
for
going to be very
True
difficult
Blue
for that
Pearl
9 to really
and
push the 1,
CC
I would
Freedom.
imagine, at least on paper.
CC's Freedom, Luca Panici to take the outside gate. They're out the post. And they're off. Outside, Oaxaca gets the first call. It looks for the early lead. Demogorgon has speed from the fence, splitting them. It's Cricket West into the top flight. Headstrong while fighting the rating Queen Cashmere. She's in the purple, trying to settle. Then it's French Frock racing together with Boston Princess. They're 2.5 better.
I mean, you hate to see a 30-1 shot pressing on the 1 like that. Like, I don't blame the jockey for doing that. Hopefully he's going to go to the outside of that 4 right now.
Leads by a length and a half. Demogorgon angled off.
Yeah,
And you can't choke him too much.
And up on the outside, Oaxaca now third. Fourth at the inside is Queen Cashmere, followed by French Franc.
He's got to be careful about holding him like that too much, because that'll take it out of him as well.
Yeah.
And he ended up going off at 3-1, but that 4 went 24 seconds flat.
Is CC's Freedom. 23 and
The
4.
eight's gonna sit a good trip.
Race. Up front, it's Cricket West unopposed on a 2-length lead. Demogorgon second.
Now the 1's
Now
relaxing.
third.
We
French
love
Rock
to see
claims
that right
fourth.
now.
Queen Cashmere is down toward
Love
the
to see that. The 4 is going to stop. The 9's not running. 8's coming, but really not all that fast. Hopefully we can get this done.
Long shot Cricket West still has the lead. Demogorgon is second. Sister Nell underway from the back. French Franc just ahead of her. Oaxaca's being outkicked at this stage. True Blue Pearl and Andy 1 are next, and they're at the top of the
Well,
straight.
needed the lead, I think.
Behind Cricket West, who starts to tire. Boston Princess gets through at the rail. French Franc in the center. Sister Nell down the center. Andy
Wow,
1
one
angles the racing
game,
girl.
but this can be
Demogorgon
very
for the early
hard.
lead. French Franc alongside.
Get
Demogorgon.
up, baby!
French Franc surging
Nope.
forward. French Franc in front. Demogorgon was
bummer.
second.
That's
finishing
close.
fourth.
That's a good
Andy
race.
1.
Oh.
And then Sister Nell,
God.
142 flat.
The 8 ran a good race. You can see there that horse was sitting just mid-pack. I mean, a few lengths off, and you see those horses like the 3 and everybody else. They just couldn't do it. Not going to happen.
Well, I mean, it didn't. The 4 horse, and then look at the 2 horse, I believe, got third. So we would have hit everything if the 1 wins. So that's really was unfortunate.
They definitely bumped there, but I don't think that I saw that first. I don't think anything will happen. They definitely.
I honestly don't think. I personally think that was a good ride initially. I was okay with it, but then he strangled him too much, and you just can't do that, And Saez beats Zayas. Listen, that's just bad racing luck. There's nothing you can do about that. And the 2, so it came in 8-1-2. We were all over that race, Justin. The single was proper. We got a little bit unfortunate with this damn 4-horse. Who's the jockey on that? Thank you, Harmio. We really appreciate that. You were never going to be a part of the race, but he affected the race. You know?
Yeah, and that, I mean, he traditionally does ride on the front end, right? I mean, so I didn't. It's kind of a bummer. I almost singled the 4 leg too, and I singled there, and can't get it right every time. But this pick five.
You listen. You can't. You did a great job on that. Like, no, there's nothing you can do. That was unfortunate. The 4 ended up pressing the 1. Zayas was strangling that horse too much. And when you do that, it also takes it out of the horse as well. Like we still almost got there. There's nothing you can do. Yeah.
Well, Tony hit a $20 exacta, so good for Tony. He said he made back money for the day. That's good.
You go.
That's why you got to listen. That's correct.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I always say that you listen to the commentary essentially, and then you make your own decisions on how you want to bet it, because it's a big difference us handicapping and talking horses and then betting it. Right. So you can listen to what we're maybe suggesting on the betting end, but more than anything, just kind of listen to some of the things we're talking about with the horses. I think that's more important. Because betting is a different ballgame. And I mean, look, I had 8-1 exact or 1-8 exacta cold. I had all over the place. I had trifecta 1-8-2. I bet the 1 to win. That 8 beating the 1 probably cost me, I'm going to guess $5,000-$6,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just bad racing luck. There's nothing you can do about that. All right.
We have Santa Anita, and actually, so I'm going to run to the restroom, so you're going to have to hang here for.
I'll try to carry this. I don't know if hurry up. What isn't we've got Golden Gate, don't we? Golden Gate's in 29 minutes. Should we look at a pick 5 at Golden Gate? Paid 17 to 1. Okay, well, I have a note on this horse here. Again, I'm on my staging site, so it's
8 French Franc was the
sometimes
winner.
it's
1
broken.
Demogorgon was
0
second.
excuses.
2 Andy 1 finished third. 3 Sister
Horse is
Bell
dropping
fourth.
big in class,
Number
though.
5 True Blue Pearl ran 5th. 8-1-2.
8-1-2. Those noses, you'd rather lose. Wouldn't you rather lose by 10 lengths? Yeah, Scotty knows me very well. Turn the damn page. Touche, Scott. All right, so let's do a pick 5 here at Golden Gate Fields. So form is bad on the 3, no question, right? In the last couple of races. But here's the thing. When this horse was facing 50 groups, it was right there every time. You see that? Then it goes to a 62, gets its ass kicked, 56, and 54. It's just been running in over its head. So, and Joe Steiner is a 26% win trainer. So for him to be running this horse at this level tells me that this horse has been training good, and he really, he likes this horse. But now this horse has been off of a layoff and only ran 1 time last year. So now it's in for 12-5. Radke's been on fire. I would imagine that this 3 horse could run a good race. All right, let's see if we can find a single though.
I singled the 3 in the 5th race. What's my single?
You singled the 3 in the 5th race?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see here. So we got Tamara Mine, 5-2, 36%, 86 pace. The 6 horse is fast as well. Very interesting though. Look at that. That Smiling Evie is the top EquinEdge pick, right? And not Tomorrow Mine. What do you make of this horse, Justin? It's in for $20,000. It's been off since April. So you got a lot of horses here. Look at Radke's aboard this horse as well for Steve Speck.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a big drop.
And that was probably my biggest concern. I mean, but off of that layoff, but I think this horse probably can still run at this level was my kind of perspective. And I just think
It was working well. I don't know him, Steve Speck, but hits at 24%. I appreciate Radke. He rides up here at Emerald. He has been riding just great, I will tell you.
He has been.
Yeah, especially at Golden Gate. And so, you know, I struggled to find a single in this sequence. And so this is where I went. I really did. I thought this was a really good sequence, like for a Friday. And here I was just pace, and the horse was working well from what I heard. So that was how I landed here. I couldn't find a single anywhere else.
So who do you think is a single in here?
That's the 3 in the end.
The 3, Tomorrow Mine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
I don't have a strong opinion in the race, so we're going to go with you on that. I really don't have a strong opinion. I'm kind of surprised that this horse is not in the EquinEdge picks. Kind of surprised me a little bit. You know who wins races like this often is the EquinEdge long shot. But this is a big move up for the EquinEdge long shot.
I just think the inside speed here is going to be tough. Like, and I think it just mainly, I think was it the 6 who also, it's just going to be dependent on what the 6 does. Oh, the scratches are in, so that's good. I hadn't seen it.
Wouldn't you consider this horse to be a possible single? It's going to be, well, it is going to be dueling. With the 4.
I said I tossed them both and said they're dueling, and I got rid of both horses. That was but I was before the 2 and 3 got out of the race. I will tell you that. Not that I don't know how much that would change it.
Right.
But I think both those horses are 100. Well, that's leg 3, right?
Leg 3, but it's only a 6,250 claimer. If those 2 duel, then anybody can win. Or if one of them clears, then they would win. Like, isn't this an all? I don't think I could single this 6 horse. I really don't. It's burned too much money.
Yeah, I got rid of the 4 and 6 and included everybody else in my original. I like the 3 a lot, but I see the 3 scratch, so it doesn't matter anymore.
We need to think outside the box in here, I think. Like, I think that your 3 could be a good
love the 5 here. I think the 5, because of the pace, you have the Apprentice, and this horse was just claimed. And if those horses duel, I think the 5 is going to run a great race. I'm guessing, though, it's a little bit hard in 5 furlongs to come off the pace, but
yeah,
I don't think this horse is probably going to be too far back. I mean, I like that they added an Apprentice here.
We have to find one that's outside the box. This horse, Altitude's a first-time starter, but it's got a low GSR.
Cousin Richie's 33% as a first-time starter.
It is. Look at that. Low win. Look at the fact that a low win percentage trainer has a 33% horse in here and 8-1 on the EquinEdge morning line. Pretty unbelievable, actually.
That the 3 and 4 horse are working really well.
So the 3 is working good, and so is the 4?
Yes. I bet you one of those first-time starters wins, be my guess.
So why don't we throw out the 7 here?
Yes. Yep.
I mean, this horse was 32% lost, had 4-length lead down the stretch. It cuts back in distance. It seems to need the lead. And this first-time starter, Cousin Richie, might get the lead. The fact that the pace number says this horse is that fast and the 4 horse has got a 41, yeah, I think 3 and 4 would be a smart move because then we can spread out in other areas because we're looking to get a price. So, okay, so I'm with you. Throw that horse out. What about this race? It looks like an absolute grab bag. I think we can throw out the 2. Would you agree? I mean, it won it against a 32 group.
Yeah, I would get rid of the 2. They're all a bunch of one-time winners. Gator Shining, I mean, this horse is 7-5 on the EquinEdge morning line. It's not taking money. This horse is 1 for 20. Is EquinEdge long shot. It is getting a GSR jump, though. So this horse has not been on synthetic.
The problem I have with this horse, and there's only one, is that it really does look like it doesn't almost matter the level this horse is at. Because look at this horse lost at a 42 level at Laurel Park and got second. To me, it looks more like this horse seems to need the lead. But it's the EquinEdge long shot. It's 7-5 on the EquinEdge morning line. The truth is, when we talked about trying to find a horse, isn't this the type of horse we're talking about?
Well, I mean, it fits the bill for like if you just use the algorithms, the GSR increases. I don't think it's ever been on synthetic. Oh no,
it's been on one. It's been on twice.
Oh yeah,
and it's really made its living on the turf. It's earned $96,000, and it's been on the turf. Let's look at the tab. The tab on turf is a 69. On synthetic, it's a 59. So it's a little bit lower, but this could be 7-5 on the EquinEdge morning line, and it's the EquinEdge long shot, and it's the top GSR, and it's 25%. This is the type of horse that you always single.
Yeah, my only comment is I don't like the 1 for 20, but it is top win percent. It is EquinEdge long shot. It is price play. The morning line loves it. It is going to be on or near the lead. The 2 is the only problem, but that horse is so cheap.
The 2? Oh yeah, the 2's got a 64, but it's got a 32 pace. So maybe we shouldn't be worried about that. And the 6 can rate a little bit. So I think sitting off the 2, even if it decides to, and there's a high likelihood the 2 might break slow as well. If you take a look at this 2, it's an okay breaker. It's okay for a horse that's a front runner. So, and it's drawn inside. 7-5 on this horse. This horse, I have a note on this horse now. This is a big drop for sure. I mean, a big drop. But my note on this horse is not very impressive with this horse. It's not very impressive at all.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge and the GSR drops on the 3. So I think you can get rid of the 2. I would get rid of the 3 just because it doesn't, big story doesn't look like anything impressive. I mean, it's a big drop, but also this horse, I don't know. These are the ones where they're just going to continually keep dropping. I mean, it is Steiner and Radke. So, I mean,
yeah,
it's good.
What if we took a risk, but let's see here.
Single the 6?
Yeah.
I think you can do it. And I mean, I love that all the algorithms match the morning line matches, the long shot matches, and the win percent matches. So you have, and the horse is going to show speed sprinting on the synthetic. So if the horse can get the lead and the 2 can't, and the 2 just doesn't really do much, right? Like the 6 can probably wire the field, and you get a GSR increase. Right. So maybe then you don't have to single the 3 in the last leg. And
well, you could. I don't know that we want to make a decision to single the 6 over the 3. I think the entire point of singling the 6 is going, look, we'll play a smaller ticket, right? And if we lose, we lose. I think this is probably the ticket right here. I threw out the 2 and the 8, though they didn't seem to have much of a look. And it's a $30 play, and if we lose the first leg, we lose the first leg.
Yeah, and I do think that the 3, even though coming off a layoff in the last, could be dangerous. I really do. I think the only concern here, I think you pointed out, was that the 6 may press the 3. So then who wins? And to me, it's probably, I thought that the 5 or even the 4.
So that's a good idea. So who would be the closer? Like, who would we choose to be the closer in this particular? You know what? Before we do that, let's get out to Santa Anita, because we've got this race coming up here, race number 2.
So there we talked about the 6 could have been the single. And look at the 4s. Somebody said, I didn't catch, Scotty, somebody mentioned in the chat that MicroShare was a My Racehorse. So
it's My Racehorse and Spendthrift. So I just
I think, Cindy, that's what Scotty was saying. And the ticket will pay amazing at that price on the 6. So you're really not, you're risking a smaller ticket to essentially pay well, and then if it doesn't win, right, you could still come back to your point, Cindy, and Scotty was saying the same thing. Just play the pick four, play it back.
The two major contenders. Good.
Like, who's the third place horse, by the way?
I thought it was the 5, even though I don't love that horse, but I thought it was the 5.
All right, so
Thank you, Millie. It's
we're just going to do a cold
shared future. The first
superfecta. 6, 4, 5, 1.
micro share is in.
And we'll do a trifecta. 6, 4, 5, 1.
Glory of Chrome.
And of course, an exacta.
The last one will be the heavy favorite. Big
6,
Switch.
4. All right.
And they're off. Slight bobble for Aloha Kitten.
No, and that's a really good point by Cindy. If you single in the first leg, you can run back a pick 4. Exactly.
Then it's Trouville second to last, and micro share at the back of proceeding.
And that 6 almost got hung wide. That was very close.
Opening up a couple on
Yeah, I mean, did the 4 break bad, or is it just?
I didn't actually see. I was
Jeff said the 6 was washy in the gate, but does not look washy on the track, honestly.
Big switch.
And 22 and 4 is, I mean, that's pretty fast, but the horse looks to be doing it in hand.
At the rail, Trouville is in third, followed by Aloha Kitten, Glory of Chrome between those two, and now micro share gets right in.
I mean, he's standing up on micro share, so he clearly has a lot of horse.
And big switch to catch. Shared future gets a little closer.
EquinEdge long shot's running really nice.
Aloha Kitten outside Trouville, then micro share. Glory of Chrome has dropped out of it. Less than 3/8 to travel, and it's big switch by a neck.
I mean, this 1 is running massive. I'm shocked.
2 more. Trouville at the rail, a ground saving third.
I mean, he's looking around on the 1.
The 1 was the long shot.
And then micro share turning for
1 gonna win, man.
Narrow advantage, set down now and asked to go. Shared future on the outside.
Look at that.
Threat. They passed the 8th pole together.
Wow, look at the EquinEdge long shot, 8 to 1 in a duel with this 6 horse, and seems to have the measure of the 6, honestly.
Shared future getting the upper hand.
Wow.
And shared future defeats big switch. Trouville was third, micro share fourth.
I mean that you know, you have a 60% there. That Hernandez had to send from the outside. The horse almost got caught wide. Like, I mean, definitely was a little bit wide, but that's tough.
I mean, 8 to 1 on shared future. I mean, you can't. I don't know how you see. I don't know how you see it. Disappointing effort. Now I know the 6 needed the race, but with this kind of class, that's a really disappointing effort. Like, I don't see that. I don't care if this horse needed the race or not. I don't see a future for this horse as far as stakes races. I don't see it. It ran that race against a 70 group of non-graded stakes race state bred, and that's where it's probably going to end up staying, if that. Nice, Cindy. Good call. Yeah. Nice job. Tony and Tony. Look at Tony. Nice job, Cindy. Good call. Thank you, Cindy. So I've got 14 minutes to race number 8 at Aqueduct, where I like this super coach Fred. It's the first time starter.
So hold on, let me get there because I didn't.
Well, we have Gulfstream Park anyways, but this first time starter is getting bet. I thought that, but now this 8 horse, somebody was scratched, and now this 8 horse could have a really easy lead. But this 8 has had an easy lead before. I'm going to guess that this 1 can run and might be closer. I think this 1 is the real deal in this race. I actually do. So you might want to just put a little bit of money on that horse, but the 8 could get away.
So at Gulfstream, not alive, but I guess it would probably, it's going to pay 4 or 5, but not make much. But that's a good sequence. The Wilpes I thought might be a little bit better, man. They were not all that great, but Maybe that's just because a lot of people like the 8 there. I mean, there was the minimum on the 1, Scotty, which you talked about as potential singles, 355. So
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I think you're right though here. I thought that the 1 would be tough. I'm trying to think. I also was 1, 4, 5, 8, 9.
So Tyler is aboard the 4 horse, who we're not surprised is getting bet. The 8 horse is somewhat fast as well, right? So, but not as fast as a 95. I mean, Concrete Glory in this race with a 95 is pretty unbelievable. I mean, this horse, the more I'm looking, I thought the 1 was a single, but the more I'm looking at this race, when you think about this horse, this 4, let's see what it faced last time out. It faced a 56 group. Today's a 60. And look at here, it was a 54 group. We can clearly see that the deal with this horse is it needs the lead. So what I want to do is I want to look at, this was a 64 group and was 8%. And I'm going to guarantee there must have been some really fast horses. Not only that, this horse wasn't very classy. So if we take a look here, let's check it out. So Concrete Glory had a 94 with a 54 SOR, whereas the 3, look at that, the 3 had enough class with that 62 to kill the 1. That's what happened. And then this horse had a perfect trip with the class. So if you look here, and I always teach this, when a horse has speed like this, that's all great, but it better have class as well. And it didn't. So now we want to take a look here, and we see that this horse has a 55, which is not terrible. The 8 horse has a 62 though. So, and this horse can rate. So the 8 is going to be sitting right off of the 4. I would guess maybe by a length or 2. And then the 1.
I mean, the inside, and they may be, Scotty, are they approaching? I might have it up on the
Let's see here. So they're about probably 3 minutes away before the race.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're not. It's still.
And the thing is like this 1 horse certainly deserves a long look, but the 8 horse is going to be sitting a great trip as well behind the 4. And then the 4, the more I'm looking at this race more in depth for the first time, the more I'm looking at this going, holy hell, this race is kind of tough.
I had so I also 1, 4.
Wow, that's a nice exacta, $20 exacta. Anthony said over at Santa Anita with the 1.8 with the 1.6.
Well, that is pretty crazy for how the 6 was such a favorite.
Well, a 6 is but that you'll see when the horse is like that, that horse will not be a stakes horse. No way. I mean, maybe it can get a non-graded stakes race. It's going to improve off of that start. But that 1 was not much, and to get beat by that 1 is does not bode well for John Sadler and company, in my opinion. What do we do here? Here's the thing: we realize that of these 3 horses, Justin. Let me just ask you this then: okay. Of these 3 horses, which one is the most likely to be first or second?
I mean.
I'm going with you. So watch what I'm going to do here.
I love it.
Okay.
Let me get to my. I couldn't.
So I just want to know of those 3 horses, and we don't have a lot of time, so you can't milk it. You need to tell me which one's most likely to be first or second, the 1, 4, or 8.
Well, hold on. We have at least. I got to get to my. I can't get to.
You're at the gate.
I know. I would go. I think definitely. The 4 is the favorite. That's wild.
All right. So look.
I'd go 1 on top. I would go the 1 on top.
1 on top. Okay.
Over the 4.
We're going to do an exacta.
I think the 1's going to beat the 4.
We're going to do an exacta 4-8 with 1. And then we're going to do a win bet on the 1.
Yeah.
That's how we're doing that.
Line favorite C trotted withdrawn. That did change the complexion a touch.
So the 1 just needs to be first or second.
Straight shot.
If it's third, you're fired.
definitely shows for 4. Concrete Glory here.
I need some cafe con leche in the worst way right now.
I just had Steph make me coffee, man.
Or bourbon, one of the two.
I did think that the 5 at 6% might run. I don't think that horse can they're gonna go, but I thought that horse might hit the board at a big price.
Boldness to the outside.
All right.
They're at the post.
Come on, 1. 4 will have the lead, no question. 8 will be sitting in second, and 1 will probably be sitting in third.
And
Oh, 4 broke bad.
runners away.
Okay, I'm okay with that. That actually helps our chances. Instead of that horse being 3 or 4 lengths in front, our Rad's going to just relax this 1 on the inside. The surprise here is the 9 horse being so close to the pace.
Malibu Secret and Caramel Chip are next, and left behind early is Old Town Road. Half a mile from the finish, it's Tyler Gaffleone and Concrete Glory on top 3 parts of a length. Boldness latched onto him second at the rail, uncorked the bottle, races together with Straight Shot their third and fourth. Up to the outside, Caramel Chip given the green light to launch a bid with 4 lengths to make up. Dropping back is Malibu Secret, never involved Old Town Road.
8's got horse. He's going to have to go to the outside, I would imagine. I don't know why the jockey's trying to not let him. Now he goes. And the 1 horse, I can't tell.
Through a 45 and 3/2 mile. Off the turn in the stretch drive, Concrete Glory. He wheels for home, trying to finish it up. He's 2.5 in front. Loose for the drive, uncorked the bottle. Late run at the rail from Caramel Chip. Straight shots on the outside, but the money showed up, and the money was spot on. Concrete Glory.
Uh-oh.
Don't lose second.
By 3 in the end.
Uh-oh.
Second, uncorked the bottle third. Straight shot is 4th. 110.
Hey, the 1 still got third, but I know that doesn't help.
Wow.
Caramel Chip.
Who the hell did 3?
That's a bummer. That was the 3 Caramel. I mean, that horse, the speed, the pace. I mean,
like today, it's been noses like that, and so that will be my last bet today. When you're losing like that, there's nothing you can do. I don't see that horse. I really don't see that horse.
Wait, we have to go back to Golden Gate.
All right.
Because I like that play. So the 6, right, was what's the horse? 9-2?
All right, so let's get to, we got Gulfstream or Golden Gate Fields. And so the 6 horse we decided we were going to single. All right, so now we're all going to start winning now because I'm not going to bet. So that's going to get us to win. Possibly singling the 6 horse, right?
Yeah, I mean, Gator Shining. I mean, this horse is only 1 for 20, man. I mean, it could be. I think this 6 horse has a great shot here, though.
I don't worry about that when you're talking about a field of non-winners of 2 lifetime 12-5. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily worry about that. Like, I mean, this horse is not exactly. This is not a world beater as well. Like, it got second against a 42 group last time out, going 5.5 on the synthetic Union gig. Probably deserves to be the favorite. The EquinEdge morning line was 7-2 on the horse, so it doesn't like it that much. Big story, the 3 horse. Its form is bad, but this is a big drop in class. You can clearly see the SOR on this horse is a 57, but the GSR is a bit low at 46. Thunder Zion's 8-1 on the EquinEdge morning line, but it's got a 16% win. I think what we're seeing here with all the numbers all over the place, you're just seeing all the systems are saying that nothing lines up, and that's what makes a tough race.
Well, but it does line up with the 6 because this is EquinEdge long shot. It is the top win percent. It is getting an increase in GSR, and it's going to be on the lead. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, who's riding the 6? Who's the jockey?
Radke. No, Gomez.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I mean, that's the preferred jockey, it looked like there. So I mean, it's I don't know. I think that horse is gonna be dangerous. I like it. It's not a normal single.
but it's I think this is a tough sequence, to be honest. I really do.
So if we look at it from a different angle, as far as a vertical, so we'll go. So this is the pick five, everybody. We're going to do a $30 play. We're going to single to the 3. If we can get to the 3, and this all happens, then we can look at covering the bet. That's the way that's what I would recommend. But as far as a vertical goes, if we do a $10 play, let's just say, we're to cover our bet. So you would, we'll generate the ticket first and see what the system gives. It's saying 4, 5, and 6 with a 1, 4, 5, and 6 with a 1, 3, 4. So what I would do is something like this, and we would key the 6 horse. We would take him out of the front because we've already got him for the win. And now it's saying 4 and 5, and you would do something like that, and you'd key the 6 horse in the first and second spots. That's something you can do. And I'll tell you what, if you hit the trifecta here, Justin, I think the trifecta would pay pretty good, actually. You know that?
Yeah, no, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if you get prices in most of the spots. I wouldn't be surprised if the 5 just doesn't run in a field like this. I mean, I know the horse has a win in 2 seconds, but you know, I don't know. I think this is just a brutal race. I think, but these are where in these types of sequences, if you can find the value of a horse to single of something like the 6, like you get a price here, and then the other legs, I would not be surprised to see horses get beat too. We talked about a couple other vulnerable favorites.
So if you're going to do a trifecta box, the system is suggesting that you would do a 4, 5, 6 exacta box. That's what it's actually suggesting. So all it's doing is taking the top 3 win percentages. That's what it's doing. But the one horse is 8-1 on the EE morning line as well. And it does draw the rail. So not exactly the best place to be. It's not the best closer in the world. It happened to be near a pace with 5 other horses last time out going 6 furlongs. But now this is a cutback. The GSR drops some. You know, I would probably the one would be the horse I like the least. And this is the one that we just don't know. I mean, this is such a big drop in class. I have a note on the horse that no excuses, but this is a big drop. And it has been off. It only ran one time in 2022. I think trying to beat that horse makes sense. And you're looking at the 4, 5, and 6. I don't mind what we've got. Let's see what happens here. Here's the opener.
Fan running at Golden Gate Fields. Good beginning for all the runners. Just watch me now up on the pace. Here comes Union Gig asks for speed from the onset. Strides forward to challenge the leader. Gator shining not far off. Nora's next journey easing off. The first trio is now back and forth with Thunder of Zion, and the trailer is Big Story at the back. He's only about 4 lengths behind. A pretty compact group.
The jockey on the 6 horse is literally, he seems to be strangling the horse, so we'll see.
Now into the turn and neck in front. Union Gig hounding him from the outside. Gator Shining has gotten a no excuse trip. He's third, trying to get closer under a bit of a
the
run
one
now.
seems to be
Thunder of Zion,
to have horse as well,
sitting chilly
which
on
makes
him,
me a little
searching
nervous.
for racing room. Thunder of Zion has some horse with a quarter mile to go. Big Story, next journey have dropped out of it. Top of the lane. Just watch me now. Comes off the turn, is still in front. The rail's open for Thunder of
Come
Zion.
on, 6. Get up, baby.
Continues a run, but Thunder of Zion.
No,
one on the rail.
Punches
The
to
one.
front.
That's the one we didn't expect.
Chasing second and third. Thunder of Zion, 16th to go in front. Union Gig is second.
And the jockey on the 6 is going to stand up.
Thunder of Zion. Thunder of Zion over Union Gig. Photo for third. Next journey.
I mean, if you first of all look, if you look at the win percentages, that's exactly what it's saying. Look, you know, so sometimes, you know, and you would have wanted that one who ended up going off at 9-2, but that's gonna happen. You got wide open,
number 1,
and you try to hit it because you're like, man, I'm going to cover 5 horses right now in a race where I'm probably going to get the favorite to win. But that's, you know, what are you going to do? The 6 horse had a perfect trip, no excuses.
Which is why that horse is still 0 for 20 or 1 for 21 now.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got actually Laurel race number 9, but that's coming up at the same time as Santa Anita race number 3. It's post time over at Aqueduct.
Yeah. No, they already went.
Oh, they took off. Yeah, let me know what happened at Aqueduct. What did I have over there? I had the 1-horse Super Coach Fred. That was a first-time starter. And my note says could come out running.
The Santa Anita, I think this is the interesting part of the sequence, though. We talked about these next couple legs because the 3-horse here in race 3, I mean, this horse looks like lone speed on the turf now, would be my perspective. Once the 1's scratched, Scotty, you talked, I mean, I think when we talked through this, the main concern was the SOR. The 8-1 at Aqueduct.
Oh yeah, well, remember we said the 8 could get away, so the 1 got second. So okay, well I feel okay with that then, because sometimes you just want to know that you're seeing it. But yeah, I mean the 8. Well, the 3, 4, and 7, there was some more speed in this race, and when that scratched, that really gave the 8 a big advantage. So, okay, well that's okay. 1 couldn't catch the 8, but that's okay. I thought the 8 could get away. Okay. Scratch that. Are we going to go to Santa Anita or Laurel?
No, let's go to Santa Anita. Well,
We already talked about this race, but unwritten code looks to be lone speed, in my opinion. I think your concern was
I think we're looking at another race that we just saw at Golden Gate, where the win percentages are saying that this race is wide open, and you've got mixed. You've got a top pace number, but a low SOR. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got a good. So again, this 3 could totally go gate to wire, but if we're interpreting these numbers right, this is just subjective now. That's all it is. So if you've got a really good feeling about the 3, when I'm looking at 4 horses and I can't see a difference, you don't like we can single this. Well, you know what I'd like to do the rest of the way at Santa Anita, depending on how long we stay. Why don't we do rolling pick 3s? I love, I don't do them enough, but I love doing rolling pick 3s. One time,
especially if you find a horse that you like, that is a price,
totally.
You should roll all the way through it.
Yes,
totally.
I agree.
I one time did a rolling pick 3s over at Del Mar and hit every one of them. I can't even begin to tell you how it was amazing.
The feeling of that. That's a good confidence builder. Like
it's like craps. It's like craps. You're playing craps. And you've got your number, but you're also on all the other numbers, and you're letting it ride. And the thing is, if you really want to make money, you're just letting it ride. So every time you win, tell them, don't give me the money, just keep on putting it on top. And you know how that compounds?
Yeah, you keep pressing. If you can get somebody to roll right for
30 plus minutes, you're living your best life the whole trip.
And let me tell you something. I rolled for 30 minutes one time. But this was when I was 21 years old. It was the very first time I went to Vegas. And I didn't know how to bet, so I wasn't letting it ride. I started literally with $200 and turned that $200 into $6,000, and I wasn't pressing.
Yeah, that's wild.
If you ever find somebody that can do that, like, now ask me if I've done that again. No, I mean, never. But I'm just saying, theoretically, if you can get somebody that's on fire, it's a pretty neat feeling to let that ride. And I mean, all of a sudden you're starting with like $25 on each number. And if you let that ride and somebody rolled for an hour, to put that in perspective, you probably won $100,000. Like, it's pretty crazy.
So here, I think we should go 2, 3, 4, 7 in a pick 3.
And in the next leg,
I do not think we should use the 7, right? And
I think for me,
I'm only going 4, 6. So you could add the 2, right? Because it's not gonna.
No, listen, I don't have a strong opinion in here. So I think we've given me enough chances. I'm not exactly on fire.
Anthony had
54 rolls last week and won 9,000 in craps.
Wow, that's amazing.
My arm was sore, he said. I've had, getting back to that, and we'll get back to Sandy. One time in Vegas, I think it was about a 45-minute roll or something, and I think it ended up being like a 12 grand win or something. It was pretty wild. I mean, it
Yeah.
really was.
So let me ask you a question. Can I convince you to maybe single the 6 horse 6 feet?
No, you mean the 4? I like the 6,
4, I
so
mean.
I can't single the 4.
You
'Cause
like
I
the
like
6
the
you
6.
cancel.
I mean, you could. So I think that both these first-time starters are going to run. I struggle between the two of them. I don't know how you like. I think one of these second-time starters is winning.
Well,
And
you would clearly want the 6 to win for sure.
Yeah. And I also think the problem is in the last leg in race 5, and I'm trying to get there. I thought this was hard, the last leg. I think the 3 Foolish, the first time starter, has a huge shot. I think the 1, the 2, the 3, the 6, the 8. I mean, I thought this race was tough. It's a maiden claimer on the turf. There was a lot of different angles here.
So here's what I see with the 3 horse with Pratt. You're talking about a big time sprinter, because very rarely do you see this. It's got a very nice turf tab. It's actually a pretty well-bred horse by Practical Joke. It's getting Pratt, Tim Yakteen, and look at this. I mean, this horse is likely to be very fast. Now, show me a couple of fast gate drills, and this horse is probably gone.
Well, let's look at I have work report. I have work report.
By the way, okay, tell me about the work report, but I'm going to tell you this. This was a 7 of 54 back in November, which means this horse is completely fit and ready to go. So I would imagine that this 3 could be very, very tough. Well, what does the work report say?
Yeah, nothing stands out. I mean, a lot of these horses are working okay. So nothing significant is what I would say.
What does it say? What does it read?
No, there's no comments. Just
What's
ratings.
the rating?
They're all anywhere from 2 to 3 stars from Bruno, which I trust Bruno, like
right.
Anybody. So, but nothing stands out, I would say, on any of these. Yeah, I'm just like double checking, but I mean, but that's where if you combine that with EquinEdge, Scotty, the 3 is very dangerous. So maybe
the 6 is too. What about the 6? Because the 6 is dropping in class. Although the SOR says it wasn't a drop. But the horse does draw better. The horse clearly can run here. There doesn't seem to be much speed in here. There's not much speed in here at all, but this horse is not bred for turf. But sometimes that doesn't really matter. Let me see here. So it's suggesting this horse would want longer, the 2, but it's so fast.
The 2 has an apprentice. So they're sending and hoping to wire here because there's no speed in this race.
No. So we take a chance and why don't we cover the 2? How about the 2 and the 3? Should we do that?
Yes. Yep.
All right.
I think that's the play.
2 and 3. Okay. So, because we don't want to play too big of a ticket. Now, if we get this 2 or 3 to win, do we really want to lose the race if the 7 wins? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I hear you. I mean, it's not gonna. You get your money back if the 7. So you might as well put the 7 in if the 7 wins.
I'm just saying, like, it doesn't cost us that much to put the 7 in.
Yep.
Right, and now we're looking at a $16 ticket. I mean, for $4, I don't think we should leave the 7 out.
I'm with you. Yeah. And what I would do, Scotty, in these situations, I then will play another one and press my opinion. So like that becomes my kind of cover pick 3. And then what I would do, like in this situation, I would play like just the 4-6 in race 4 and cut my ticket down in a half and play it again. Because then that one will pay.
Yeah, I agree with you, by the way. That's a really good tip that you just gave. So what Justin said, if you didn't understand, he's saying, use these horses here, use the 2, 3, 4, and 7 if you want. Although Justin really didn't like the 2. I don't think we could throw him out. This 4 is kind of dead on the board. I didn't really love the 4. I think the race could be between the 3 and the 7, but the 3's lack of class scares me a little bit, Justin, to be honest with you. The 3 and the 7 are also the top GSRs. So, but the 2 horses, EquinEdge is long shot or top pick. So I don't, but what Justin is saying is in this leg here, maybe only use the 4 and the 6. Right. And then if you do that, this ticket's only $8 and you could play that more times. Has Oaklawn been on fire? Oaklawn is such a tough track, Anthony. Oaklawn's been on fire, Anthony said, but so you could do that. I'm not betting anymore. I almost clicked on it to put money in it, but I'm not doing it. I think it's better for everybody, Justin, if I don't bet. Because honestly, I've lost probably 4 or 5 noses today, honestly, for a lot of money. So
those are the worst.
They are.
Like, I mean,
it wasn't one either. It's been multiple. So what do you envision happening in here? You just envisioning the 3 going gate to wire?
I think the 3 wins, gate to wire, the 2 wins coming over the top. That would be how when I envision this.
This 3 just has not fared well, but it also needs the lead. And if you look, it faced so we're going to click on this 5 furlong race here at Santa Anita. Let's see what the pace scenario was for the 3 horse in that. And look at it was a 73, but look at this. It was a 78, an 86, an 88, and a 93 pace. This was loaded with speed. That's not happening here. This 3 is going to have an easy lead. So Justin thinks that possibly this 3 could be a single, and he might not be wrong. I will say this, the 7's going to move up. But look at the 7. The 7 doesn't like to pass horses either. Honestly, Justin, the more we talk about this, the more I'm getting on the 3 horse. What's up, Michael?
I played a 3 over the 2, and then I just boxed them to save. I don't like really anybody else here.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, this is race number 3 from Santa Anita. Frank Miramani has the call. Good luck, everybody. Let's get this 3 to go gate to wire. 4 just broke through the gate.
I'm glad that wasn't the 3. It didn't. The good thing is that good job by the starter that was able to hold the horse.
All right, come on, 3 gate to wire. They're going 5.5. So they're going to cross the dirt course right now to the turf. Is what's going to happen.
Keep your coil.
So the 4 horse broke to the gate. They're going to reload the 4, and we'll be the last one to load into the gate as we're all set to go with 7 of them.
And they're off. Keep your
3.
3 is really struggling to get the lead.
Speed on written code coming through at the rail. Piet set on the far
And Justin, what that is class.
Piet set up presses
from my experience, right? The 3 having a rough time getting the lead.
Down at the rails, Soaring Sky in a tad tight 5th, 4 lengths off the lead. Then Miracle of Hope and Stretch running Invincibella at the back of the field.
But none of these horses really like to close, Justin,
I think the 2 is the only one. I would be surprised. I don't think the 8's going to run at all here.
4 doesn't seem to be moving very well. Either does the 7 for that matter, honestly. Like the 2 horse on the outside, and he's going to have to go really wide. Come on, 3. Come on, 3.
Need the 2 to get up for second. I don't think that's going to happen. The 3 going to win, though.
The 4 or 7 going to get up for second. 6 is coming as well. 7 and it's going to be really close, but I think the 7's going to get it.
Well, you called the 7. I called the 3. If you go back, the thing that I also loved about the 3, even though the SOR was lower, is if you toss. So click on Handy View, Scotty. If you toss the dirt races, right? Even though this horse has made a lot more money on dirt, which I'm like, cool. But if you toss those, you see the GSR increase on the turf. And if you go back to both those turf efforts, so if you toss the 58 because it didn't get the lead, the horse ran on the lead and got 5th, but that also was a 54. So in my mind, this horse still was going to get an easy lead today. And you actually showed that when you went to Handy View. And I don't know. And like, that was how
Well, I think even more than that, Justin, when we looked at this back race here which we call the link feature, which will be available sometime, hopefully in the next 3 or 4 months. But when you look at this, look at all this pace. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like this is, this horse was never, the fact that this horse was even near the lead against all these horses with this kind of pace number. And by the way, a 58 SOR group.
Yes.
I mean, that did bode well for this group here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For this horse, to get the lead.
I think what you said, none of those other horses want to pass horses, really.
Yeah.
So,
no.
and the crazy thing about the 3, though, it did struggle to get the lead, but he obviously was able to still get an easy lead, and probably I never really saw the fractions, but must have been able to like not just have to then rush and then set insane fractions. Was able to still get a fairly easy lead, and the 8 was just so cheap. Like that horse was just kind of out there to run around.
No, for sure. No,
Well,
good call.
Yeah, that was a good one. I have about 20 minutes, and we talked going a little bit before 5 p.m. Eastern, so we can catch, what do we have?
By the way, let me, for those that are just getting here, let me just promote the show tomorrow morning that I'm doing. So it's a new show.
Sure.
It's called the Weekend Scotty Weekend Spot Plays or something like that. But anyways, so what I'm going to do is it's going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then I'm going to cover all the weekend's horses that I like. And I'm going to study all night long tonight. I can tell you that, and be ready for that. And it's going to be about an hour and a half show. It is going to be interactive. Not as much interactive as these types of shows, but I am going to just go over those. So you're not going to want to miss those. And I'm going to give all the top plays that I like. And
are you also doing coast to coast this weekend?
I'm going to do the coast to coast show for Santa Anita and Gulfstream Park tomorrow as well. The coast to coast pick 5 on Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to be doing that as well. It's going to be great. I guess
Steven wants a golden hour. I'm all for handicapping.
That's not till later. So yeah, that's not till later. Let's see. We don't have. Let's see. We might not have anything going right now. We got Golden Gate race number 2. Why don't we just look at that? If you're cool with that, Justin, why don't we look at the golden hour real quickly?
Yeah, we can do that to end because I have to drop in probably 15, 20 minutes. So this is good. And I didn't look at this, but I can handicap on the fly. So
yeah. What other system allows you to handicap on the fly like this?
Nothing, man.
Right?
Why don't you put in a budget? Because I always like to start with Ticket Generator and see what it says. And then, wow, that first leg, good
Go
luck.
get him, Nathan.
Yeah, Nate and I were talking earlier last night. I hope you're doing good, buddy. This first race, man, like there's a lot of speed on the dirt here in the first race.
So if we look at the pace number, you got the 8 horse who clearly is a front runner on the outside, but and that's not going to be easy to win from there. You have the 9 horse who's most likely going to be pressing from the outside, also a front runner. So, and then if we look at the 5 horse, this horse is a front runner. Holy hell. So look at the 7. This horse has never even thought about passing a horse. And it's light in class. Okay, so watch this. Okay, it leaves us with four horses. So if we look at this Club Cal, it got by a non-winners to 2 lifetime. Well, it didn't. It got a second place finish in here. This is, gets a new trainer. I mean, certainly a long shot look, but its class level is very low. I think the EquinEdge top pick, although it's been off since April for Ryan Hansen, who just got second in that last race, I think that this horse could be awfully tough. I mean, what do you think? I mean, this horse will be, and this horse is somewhat tactical as well, but look what it was facing in comparison to what it's facing today. And look at the workouts are not bad, Justin.
Yeah, I just look, this has a 3-star work too. So that's, you can get better, but in this field, that horse I think is dangerous. I mean, it's top EquinEdge pick. Yeah, the win percent's lower, but you have the EquinEdge algorithm. Like,
coming off the layoff.
This horse is gonna be ready to go. This field, I mean, it is state bred allowance. So like to me, this horse stands out. It's lightly raced as a 4-year-old, right? So I think it can run. I also think, I mean, the EquinEdge long shot, I think, as you narrowed here, is also just, it's interesting. I mean, this horse is a hard knocker, man. I mean, a 7-year-old. I mean, it has a ton of seconds. This horse has heart. It could run here.
It's got 5 wins though in 43 races, but this is the type of race a horse like that would get up. Basically, when you look at the pace, the scenario here, you got a bunch of horses backing up. And so with that scenario here, I mean, 3 wins and 9 tries for the one horse. I mean,
I think that horse could run. I mean, it is from an SOR perspective. I mean, it somewhat fits. I didn't really love the 4. To me, this was between the 1, 2, and 6. I mean, I find it, I mean, anytime you get to 3 horses, I always feel like you have to almost have that kind of long shot. So then, unless you can, I think it's hard to get out past the 2. I feel like the 4 was outclassed from an SOR perspective.
I'm agreeing with you, but it's got a new trainer. And you just don't know when you get a new trainer like this. You claim this horse, Milton Pineda, for $16,000. The 2 horse was just gelded by Ryan Hansen, who takes over. Lasix back on. I think we just don't know. I think not being tricky in this race would be a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, I think, anyways, if we can possibly pull it off and using that, let's see here. So let's do the $1 denomination. So let's do that. So we come over here. It's using the 1, 2, but we're going to use the 1, 2, 4, 6. I think, anyways, I'm leaning towards the 1 and 2, but I think using those 4 horses would be prudent. Is that okay? What do you think? Yeah. Hey, Robert.
Yeah. Like I don't think you can't single there. So I think.
Thank you so much, Robert. Hey, Robert hit he hit the pick 5 last Sunday.
Oh, I love that.
We were doing the coast to coast, and that is so fun. So great.
It's a good bet. I like it. It is.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that. Michael said, look at the 9 horse here. Hold on. We should just at least look, because you never know. Surprise Journey. I don't know why I eliminated him so fast. Oh, because of his speed. He's going to be on the outside. The 8 is fast as heck. I don't see a horse like that wide winning this race. I don't see it. I really don't. There's so much speed. I'm playing against that horse only because of what I'm envisioning for a pace. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, I would too.
Like, to me, again, 1, 2, 6 for me. I mean, that horse being outside, all that speed, he's going 1 turn. So, I mean, maybe he can work out a trip or something, but yeah, I don't know. To me, I want horses that are going to be more inside and find position. The 2 horse here is wild, man. Like,
yeah,
I don't, they're on this.
It's a front. This horse has actually shown that it can rate a little bit, but it's burned a crap load of money. And it really, for this horse, is all about getting the lead. I think for its best, it can rate a little bit, but the problem is you've got an extremely fast horse who also needs the lead, who was stopping in the last race. I mean, clearly the 2 and the 6 are going to be like on that front end. The 2 horse, most likely from the inside, will have to send, and the 6 needs the lead, so the 6 is sending. This is a race where if you look at the 7 horse, Justin, I have to see something that tells me the 7 can rate. Because if it can, I don't see it.
Yeah, me neither.
If it can rate, then it's going to be sitting right behind the 2 and the 6.
Yeah, the 5, the top EquinEdge pick. I mean, this horse has shown at much higher SORs on the dirt, though, but synthetic tab is fine. And this horse, you know what's crazy about the 5? Look at that. That horse has run 3 times at 6 furlongs and has won on average $20,000.
Right.
You can see one of them back there in April, won in a 68. Sitting 3 to 4 lengths off of the pace, which you would assume may have a similar situation. The part that I can't get around, man, is why the 2 is such a high win percent.
Well, it always is. For whatever reason, the system likes it, but it runs every time except for the last race, and it was 29%. It didn't like the turf, but it's.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I see that now.
This is the type of horse you just got to leave out. But for me, Justin, I don't want to control this conversation, so you help me here. But from what I can see, this is a 1 in 5.
Yes. Yeah.
So I mean, but if you want me to throw somebody else in there. If you think the 7 can rate, the only other horse you would well, we have to remember that the 6 or 2 could get loose. If that happens, then the 6 is the EquinEdge long shot. Maybe the 2, look at first position, has broke first or second in all 8 tries. Look at this. I mean, the 2 is going from the inside. And then here, except for this one race where the horse broke slow, it's broke on top as well. So you would imagine. But this horse has won 8 races and 21 tries. So we know one thing. If this 6 horse clears, it's going to win.
Yeah, I mean, I think here you either, in my opinion, I don't even know if you would go too deep. In my opinion, you either have to single and visualize that the 2 and 6 will stop and either the 5 or 1 win, or you have to spread, because I think there's scenarios that could occur is multiple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that I don't like the 7, and maybe there is a way to trim a little bit, but I just think it becomes very hard. Let's look at the 1 for a second, because then I think so.
I will say this too, Justin. This horse might be able to rate some. It's always near the lead. It's facing an easier group here. I'm going to look at this race here at 5.5 on the synthetic, where it was 1 length back at the half, and it almost got there and got the lead. It's going to need a really well-timed ride, but I completely could. This 7 will be sitting right behind these horses. And here's the thing: it's been in the money in all 5 tries, going 6 furlongs in synthetic.
And Radke's riding, they hit it 20%. Like I really do. I mean, I talked about him earlier. He's a good jock. Like, I would not be surprised him to do the IRAD factors first time on this horse, it looks like, and he's able to allow the horse to get comfortable and rate. Like,
but here's the negative. Here's the negative. Okay. He's going to most likely have to be really close to an extremely fast pace. And then 2, look at the class level. Going 6 furlongs in the synthetic and those 5 tries, a 58 average group. Look at the 1 and 5, 64 and 68.
Yeah.
If you're good with it, I think we just use the 1 and the 5.
Yeah, no, let's do it and see where the ticket goes. And I would say, again, I think you might be able to single one of them if you had to make a decision here. You would have to figure out how you make the decision, but okay. So
we have so Golden Gate. We're gonna watch this race. So we'll come back to it. Why don't we go to Golden Gate and just at least watch the race and see if anything stands out?
We talked about the 3 and 4 being the first.
Oh, that's right. We have the 3 and the 4. That's right. I'm not betting, but if I was, I'd be doing an exacta box and I would be betting on the 4 horse.
And you just saw it right there, the red light flashing on the gate, which
I love Matt Dinnerman. Such a good
Me
job.
too. Me too.
Reached the gate for race 2.
I'll be right back. So one of the people that said it should be weekend spot plays with Scotty. I love that way better. Spot plays with Scotty. Then better than Scotty, weekend spot plays. Weekend spot plays with Scotty. We gotta tell Brian too, because he'll have to change it on there.
Passion of Joe's to the inside post.
Well, first time starter race here, I think, for everybody. We talked a lot about Cousin Richie. The 3, that horse is taking a boatload of money, a 12-1 morning line, EquinEdge 6-1, and is now, for Ledesma, very low percent trainer. Turner Jockey only hit at 4%. 2 for 26, I think what that is. But is top win percent. The 4, Jonathan Wong, and then the 7, I think, is also. Oh no, the 3 and 4 are the 2 first-time starters.
Altitude's in. Hot Rod Jimmy will be second to last to load, and then Looks Good on You, though, to round out the field.
Come on.
Looks Good on You, though, goes in. We're ready to go.
EquinEdge top pick is the 4.
And picture perfect.
I mean, that was a beautiful start for all the horses, but there goes the 4.
Put into play early. Looks good
And
on you,
7
though,
is
with
fast as
those
well.
two
And that was the
four.
first time
Looks good
starter,
on
I
you,
think,
though, with
right?
the lead.
No, it's just the 3 and 4.
Looks good on
Okay.
you, though, clears off with a half mile to go and shows the way.
The
by
jockey
less
on the
than
3
2
is
Yeah, why is he
cheap.
doing that?
It's really strange. Like, this is what I'm scared of, is that they're giving this horse the race. And what they do is they'll sit him and then they'll ask him late to see what they've got. This is and he's acting like he's trying, but he's not trying. He's not trying. He's stiffing this horse. God, I hate horse racing sometimes.
Well,
Now
look,
he's gonna
now he's
ask him a
like,
little
look at
bit.
him now. He's like, here I come. I mean, he might win the race, to be
Holy
honest.
shit. How loaded was this guy? But, I mean, that was a terrible ride.
I don't think he's gonna get there, man.
He's going
Don't
to get there.
stand up.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on,
he's
get
going to
up.
get there.
Get up.
Get up, 4. Get up, 4. No.
Oh.
I hate
that's-
that ride by the jockey.
well, I think
Ridiculous.
so. Scott, I mean, I guess he was. I mean, but I mean, you would assume that probably was the directions to the jockey. But I think Scotty talked about earlier. If you strangle too much, the horse won't have anything left. Obviously, that horse was absolutely loaded.
And look at the win percentages. 33% and 33% on both the 3 and the 7.
Number 3.
Yeah.
And Richie was first.
that
so
3
sick.
took it. Oh, ended up going off 2-1.
I mean, they held this horse. I don't even know what kind of note to put on this horse. What would you put on this horse? Because this horse had way more than that.
I mean,
This is
much
one thing that they
best.
do. A lot of times what they're trying to do is teach a horse not to have to be on the lead if they think but this is an 8,000 claimer. What the hell was that? I don't even know.
I mean, to Scott, they must have said, hey, just go back and hold on and give a last run because we're going to come. I mean, I think, Scott, you're probably right. That is probably what was told to the jockey. You just can't strangle the horse, which I know that was close. Scotty's that hit at.
Oh,
10.
at Tampa, the 10 hit? All right. What did it go off at? Oh, paid 540. 3-1. It got bet. All right. It's okay. Take it. Cheap speed to set up his late run. Yeah, I mean, I'm just starting to dial it in because we've had a lot of technical issues with this working, but so I haven't been able to get on a rhythm with these spot plays, but I'm feeling better about them. So going into tomorrow or tonight, I'm going to handicap my ass off tonight and make sure. I really want to. I think that show could be a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Because you're just going over all the stuff you're seeing. But I think I'm going to take Cindy's advice. I think I'm going to change the show to weekend spot plays with Scotty. I kind of like that.
I like it too. That sounds good.
Yeah. What happened to Nathan? He lost?
Oh,
Missed the con by 1 spot. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Nathan.
brother, that is brutal.
So what do you put in for a note on that horse? I mean, that was ridiculous. That horse had way.
I mean, at a 8,000 claimer, I would just, much the best, but it's an 8,000.
Had much more horse was being held.
I mean, I think the thing is though, where like they're not going to drop into probably allowance. I can't imagine. Like, I mean, they're in an 8,000 claimer, so I mean, I don't know. The horse could come back as the favorite and run last because of something. I mean, who knows? Yeah. All right. I got 5 minutes. So let's close this out with that ticket.
What do we got? Oh, here at Santa Anita?
No, we got to go to the golden hour.
Oh, that's right.
We got to finish that.
Golden hour.
Number 1.
All right. So we were doing $120 because it's a $1 denomination. We did the 1, 2, 4, 6 in the first leg, 1 and 5 with the second leg, and then now we have to handicap the last 2 legs.
I mean,
Tony, we're not going to be able to get to a pick 6. Sorry.
So here, I mean, they're 30-foot rail again, right? Maldonado's on the speed on the 3, so much happy. The EquinEdge long shot.
There's so much happy. That guy's been to too many massage parlors. That's all I'm saying. Somebody had to say it.
I mean, this horse, though, so if you toss the last 2 races, you know what? The problem with this horse, I mean, that horse had a 5-length lead, was keen and stopped, you know, and much tougher. I mean, if you look when this horse races in 54s, 56s, it competes. You're going to have an apprentice, though, on the 2. So you got to assume that the 2 is sending, and there's going to be a lot of speed.
Here's the thing, though. It's got a 38 on the class, on the SOR, whereas the 3 has a 58. So that is going to, you know, I don't know that the 2 is going to be much of a factor for very long. Clearly, this horse needs the lead. And it at this level, this horse is extremely dangerous, no doubt about it.
Yeah. I mean, Pratt's on the 5, who, you know, Leonard Powell, this horse, I mean, as long as this horse can, I mean, you have Pratt, I guess the Irad or the Pratt factor, right? I mean, this horse has been racing versus much tougher. Like 100% fits here. Gets to 2 turns, the GSR goes up. So if you go back to the Del Mar race, that was a 70 on the lead. You got to assume that Pratt's going to give this horse like just a great ride sitting off of the pace, in my opinion. So the 5 would be, I would think, would be a player.
One of the things I like to do, I don't know about you, but one of the things I do like to do, first of all, the GSR is going up 10 points. And then, but then also I look to see in the past if this horse, at least you want current races. So if you look of recent, at least in the last 8 races, the horse has never faced a field this easy. And then Leonard Powell puts Pratt aboard. So he must still think that the horse has something left. And the workouts are, you know, from January 7th, let's see. So he's got a couple of workouts. I don't see anything really abnormal about that. I would love to see one more workout, but it's not so bad. So, I mean, the 5 is definitely a player. The 2's not winning. The only reason I kept the 2 up here was because maybe it could hurt the 3, but I'm going to get rid of the 2. Let's either get rid of the 6 or keep it. So what is your story on what is your thought on the 6 horse? It's run well against a 60 group, was 14% to win, and it got a 2nd place finish.
Not with the rail. Not with a 30-foot rail. I don't think that horse can get up and just have an amazing race. It's been facing easy or slightly tougher, but I mean, it's not going to have like the trip that it had, you know, earlier in the year where this horse just comes flying. And then its last, you know, 2 of the last 3, this horse has got 2nd after coming off the pace. Like, I don't see it. And although maybe 30 feet isn't 60 feet like Gulfstream, but I think it's going to be very hard. And the horse isn't an EquinEdge pick. It's 7%, which is dropping. It's been 10 and 14%. I don't know. That it's not for me. Morning Line doesn't like it. I don't see it.
Well, and look at Kyle Frey and Bill Spar 0 for 16. So why don't we throw that horse out? All right. Okay. Okay. So now this is the way I handicap anyways. When I'm really getting into it, I just start a process of elimination. And so if you look at Jibber Jabber, it's 22%, 3-1 EquinEdge Morning Line. Dettori is aboard, and he was aboard. Looks like he was aboard before because it's not red. So at some point he'd ridden this horse. But either way, Dettori's aboard. And this horse has been very competitive against better horses. It maintains a win percentage. GSR is the same. I just would imagine, and this horse seems to be, well, no, it's not tactical, but there is some speed in the race with the 2 and the 3.
Mm-hmm.
This rail is out, man. We already saw a horse go gate to wire. I mean, don't you think the 3 is going to be so tough, especially if the 2 doesn't go?
Yeah, well, even if 2 does, but that's where I like the 5 too. But I am with you. Like I think the 3. I struggled to single here just because I think that this is a tough race, and the 2 may mess. I think your Ghost is right. You know, it should have an easy lead, but you just don't know. And I like Maldonado on the lead. I would find it hard though to single the 3. That would be my hard part for so much habit. It is EquinEdge long shot though, so I love that. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know if we're still gonna try to single. I mean, maybe in the.
I'm just saying if we're gonna take a risk, like first of all, there's only 6 horses in the race. No, I'm sorry, there's 8. Was there 8?
Yeah, there's 8.
Yeah, so there's 8 horses in the race. So I don't know that. Well, coming from behind might be a little bit tough, but it's not like having 10 horses, so it's not going to be terrible. I don't know. I don't necessarily see them bunched up. When you look at the SOR for the surface and distance, the 3 horse has averaged a 54 group. But we've seen this before. Man, we have seen where if you get the lead early here at Santa Anita on this turf course, you're winning the race. So
I'm not a fan of the 4 just because, I mean, that horse has been at really high win percents, and it did win 2 races, but that horse not coming 8 lengths off sitting that far back. Like, I don't see that. That's not happening today.
Well, Mullins' horse didn't even run last time out, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
I'm 3-5 here. I think I would go 3-5-8. I would put the 4 as my 4th pick. But the 3 may be dangerous, man.
Let me tell you something. If there's anybody that's going to get this horse in a good position, it's going to be Dettori. That he is a master. He really is. And then you got Pratt. I'm with you. Let's get rid of the 4. You're right. Okay. So 4 is gone. 3-5-8. We have Dettori and Pratt, and then we have the fastest horse in the race by far. And then we come over here. We sort. We get rid of this 2% horse the system's not using anyways.
Are we almost all without the 6?
I'm thinking that exactly what I was going to suggest, that you just go like this, and I'm guessing this is going to probably be like $134 or something like that. Let's see, $144. So
that's what I would play.
You know what I mean? It's a $1 denomination, so it's not like this is so far reaching. So I would do that. All right, Justin. Before we go, they're at the gate over at Santa Anita. Let's just watch this race and we'll jet. How's that sound?
Yeah. I'm gonna ping. I just got to ping somebody real quick. All right. That's a good golden hour ticket. And then so in Santa Anita here, this is where we talked. So I did use 1 pick 3. I used the 7, but I played a couple others for cheap to just the 4 and 6 here.
Right.
I don't. Pratt may give this horse a great ride, and the 7 may win, but I was going elsewhere.
Didn't we do a rolling pick 3 on the end here?
Yes. Yeah.
What did we do? Which race did we start with on that?
The last one. So we
that's right. The 3, and then in here,
I think we ended up like using. If I remember, we might have used all. Yeah.
$15 ticket. We've got 2, 4, 6, and 7. 2, 4, 6, and 7. Mm-hmm. So we're using all the contenders in here. You like the 6 horse a lot. Really, look at the 4. The 4 is dead on the board, and the 2 horse is getting bets at 9-5. Bit surprised. I'm really surprised that the 4 horse is so dead. I'm glad we used all 4 based on what I'm seeing with the betting. Why don't we look at them on the track and see if there's anything we can learn? 7 just looks okay. Looks like a horse that tries but doesn't ever finish. 5 horse actually looks really nice.
Jeff Siegel likes Michelle likes the 7. The 4, others are the 4 is interesting being dead on the board. I mean, in the track individuals
It
obviously like
looked all right.
Peter likes the 4. I mean, everybody likes the 4, so it's interesting that horse isn't taking much money.
The 2 horse needs to lose weight.
Oh, really?
1,174 pounds.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
you know,
200 pounds.
And you see some horses slightly under 1,000 pounds. I mean, that's 200 pounds more than potentially
sure.
another horse in this race.
No, it looks like a big horse, so I'm teasing, but yeah.
Cindy, you're single to the 4. Good luck.
Good luck, Cindy. Yeah, she had shown us that ticket before. Justin, does your stretch run show have a close?
No.
It doesn't, huh? We need to do a close for this show, right?
You
Brian
have a close on your show?
Brian just gave me a close. I don't have it on the EquinEdge Live, but I have it on the Coast to Coast.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, so we'll have to do that. Thank you, Doug. Don't forget to like the show, everybody. It really helps the channel. Big shout out to Oldie. Oldie, hope your daughter's doing well. What a great father. And what are you doing tonight, Justin? Anything fun? You and Steph?
She has her kids. I have mine. No, it has been just an insane week at work. To be honest with you, I'm probably going to have to work some tonight. So that's kind of a bummer. We have a proposal that's due today by end of day. So I'll probably spend just hanging with the kids. It'll probably be super chill, man. Probably order some pizza. We'll make a root beer float or something, and just
probably watch
some basketball or something.
Is there anything better than pizza? Like what I am really, is there one food that you can't mention one food to me that's better than pizza? Not one.
I love spaghetti, but I am with you. I am a big pizza fan.
Like it's worldwide. If you asked every single person what their favorite food was, I bet 50% would say pizza.
I do. Tacos though too. I am a big taco fan, but
tacos. I mean, good burrito. I mean, you could go burritos. I mean, just in general, people are going to say pizza for sure. All right, here's Frank Marimani, race number 4, and let's see what happens here. Let's see if we can get by the second leg of the pick 3.
No sound. Oh, there. Oh, you lost it.
No, I didn't click on it. Here we go.
6 feet moves.
Oh, there we go.
Magnificent ride. Red Cap on the outside vying as well. Irondale moves through to make it 4 virtually across the track. Tom's XS is suddenly on the far outside. Just inside of him is Carol's Comic, but this group is separated by just 3 lengths. And Agador Spartacus, who broke swiftly, is at the back of the field. Magnificent.
I mean, the 2's getting the best trip by far. I mean, beautiful trip, sitting behind all that speed. And the 4's running a nice race in the rail because the 4's been in between horses. So, and the 7 is gonna stop like normal. The 7's getting beat by the 2 or the 4, and probably the 2.
Is up to take the lead.
And Carol's Comic, the 5 horse, running a hell of a race. The gray going to have to settle for second as the 2 horse just got too much horse. 5-2 on Tom's X's.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, somebody was going to beat the 7.
Wait, I mean, right? You were right. You were right about that all along. All along, like you did not like that 7 horse, and so we spread out in the pick 3. Now we need the 2 and the 3 in the next leg. That'll be very interesting to see what happens there. But well, Justin, thanks for having me on your show. I appreciate it. Thank you, Oldie, for having me on. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time with weekend spot plays with Scotty, and then doing the coast to coast tomorrow afternoon. I think that's at like 2:45 Eastern, I want to say, and then also Sunday as well, 2:45 Eastern. So look for notifications. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you click on the bell, you'll get all the notifications of shows from all of us. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. Justin, enjoy your Sunday. Hopefully you don't have to work too much.
I will. You too, brother. Talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.